Good morning, lovelies. It is Wednesday, hump day, and the defense in the Kelsey Fitzsimmons trial is already moving along, and this trial is going to wrap up pretty quickly here. We're going to discuss it and our plan for the day on the other side of a very, very, very quick break. Hello, friends. I am very bummed. I'm going to start this off by saying I'm very bummed because Kelsey is on the stand right now. So I want to query the audience before we go any further. My plan originally was to start at the beginning of the day and put it into a little bit of a higher speed mode. I think that's the best way to do it. So we have the defense's entire case before we get to Kelsey. But I know some of you may want to get right into Kelsey's testimony. So I'm going to ask you what you would prefer to do. I personally think that we should go back, and I'm happy to stay on and go through the whole thing. So let me know what you think. Right now, I'm going to pull up the live video, and I'm going to wait for y'all's reaction and responses to that. Let me see. Oh, no, don't reload that. Just kidding. All right. So that's right in my eardrums. Day 3. Looks like they're actually on a break right now. So this might be a good place for us to start over and get caught up. They are in recess. Yeah. I think it's loud to me, Rob. I got to figure that one out. I'll probably have to where Rob was asking about the music in the beginning, it's really loud. Oh, hey, thanks, Bonnie, for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Okay, it looks like everybody is wanting to. Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. Viva, I know that the neighbor, I saw a bit of her testimony and she's friggin' hilarious and I love her and I can't wait to watch her testimony with y'all. And then it looks like Kelsey's mom. I don't know if they're gonna call any experts, but I think we should start back at the beginning. I'm gonna put it on 2 times speed and I think we should go from there. And if there's stuff that I don't feel like any of the testimony that's happening today is going to be testimony that we're going to want to skip. So I'll probably try to slow it down at some points. But yeah, it's a very lively case today. Very lively trial hearing today. Hey, thanks for becoming a new member, Cyber Chick Boston. I appreciate you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I muted a little bit yesterday, honey kid. I think the audio sounds pretty good in the courtroom today, but y'all let me know. Let's see. Let me pull this up. It's been an interesting case so far. I like this format too because it's like there's no fluff, there's no drama. Well, there's drama, but it's not the same kind of drama as if there were a jury there. Let's see. I am her, no lie. I am out to find out what my tax dollars are going towards. You're talking about the neighbor. She was great. I freaking loved her. She like stood her ground when the Commonwealth was on cross with her and she was like, I absolutely did post that on Facebook and I friggin' love her. Okay, let's get into it. All right.
2026 Court 2, Lawrence Superior Court. Calling the criminal matter of Commonwealth versus Kelsey Fitzsimmons, 2025. 77 CR 311. Scheduled today for continued jury waive trial. Could counsel please identify themselves for the record?
That seems about right.
Good morning, Chief Kelsey. Good morning.
And also, I'm really excited because Martha Coakley is going to be handling Kelsey. I think it's Kelsey's direct. So we'll see what happens. My daughter would like you to cover the cornhole murder as something's off, including 4 limbs. That happened right. Okay, hold on. I got to pause this for a second. If y'all don't know what TC Nerd is talking about, And I don't mean to laugh, but it was when I first read the headline, it made me laugh. So I'm laughing again. This happened right down just a few towns over from me. The headline was a armless, legless cornhole champion, professional cornhole champion, shoots and kills somebody and then drives off. And I was just like, how? And how? Um, and and then I saw this man shooting a gun. And I was like, well, that's how he did it. Okay. It seems like a crazy case to me. I'm looking into it. I will report back if we find that it's something. I'm sure that Rebecca will want to talk about it. It's a very interesting case. Um, yeah. It did seem like an Onion article, but then I had to I looked into it because it was reported by a DC local press, which is my local press. So I was like, this can't be this can't be fake, you know? I don't remember where in Maryland it happened, but it's not too far from us. Anyway, all right, let me get into court here, guys.
Way to handle the travel to and from the View is to do it like we
okay, so he's talking about the View. This is all like housekeeping stuff.
And the attorneys, the court staff, the defendant will all travel together on that bus. Like you do every jury trial along with court officers. I think that it lends some transparency, but also I think we get efficient way to travel over here so that whatever escort, whatever arrangements are made, just kind of get involved in that. Whatever arrangements are made for security, that we just are in one place. Again, it's what we do for jury trials, so let's do it that way. As for the timing, I'm assuming we'll go tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Whenever you folks work it out.
Tomorrow morning.
With Mr. Rowan so he can get the bus schedule, but we do have a reservation-ish right now reserved for tomorrow morning. I would suggest that we, like in a jury trial, we gather in the courtroom. Mr. Rowan announces the case, and then we adjourn for the view and return,
okay.
Recording, et cetera. So that would be the procedure. Also, after thinking about it on media and public access, or whatever, not access, but the public attending, crowd control, basically, for lack of a better word. I think that after thinking about it, it's not my place. I think that I don't intend to issue an order. The state police and the local police always do what
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anything, Denise. I mean, because some of this stuff is pretty important. I'll fast forward though.
I'd like to have some starting point for when we have our charge conference, when we discuss the law, the law of assault by means of a dangerous weapon. And so what I did is I just basically
charge conference will probably happen tomorrow. Okay, so this is the last witness for the Commonwealth. He is Massachusetts State Police. We'll probably be able to skip through some of this. It's about search warrants, if I remember.
The testimony you're about to give in this cause now and hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Big head with the high arm.
Put yourself right up to that mic.
Man?
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In a nice loud voice, if you could please state your name and spell it for the record.
Yes, my name is David Strong.
Can y'all hear this okay?
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm a sergeant on the Mass State Police.
How long have you been employed by the Massachusetts State Police?
14 years.
And if you could just give us a brief chronology of your assignments while on the State Police.
Yes, I graduated the State Police Academy March 2012. I was assigned to patrol. 2018, I began working out of the State Police Detective Unit. And then in 2025, I was promoted sergeant.
And is that the State Police Detective Unit assigned to the Essex District Attorney's Office?
Yes.
And as a trooper assigned to, and then as a sergeant assigned to the Essex District Attorney's Office, what are your day-to-day responsibilities?
We conduct death investigations, homicides, suspicious deaths, unattended deaths, non-fatal shootings or stabbings, as well as officer-involved shootings.
I'd like to direct your attention to June 30th of 2025. Were you working that day?
Yes, I was the on-call supervisor.
And what's it mean to be the on-call supervisor?
For 1 week a month, where we supervise the troopers. If they have any questions or if there's a homicide or a serious event, then we'll go out to assist.
And at some point during that, was it a Monday?
Yes.
And at some point during the day, did you get a call from one of your troopers?
I did.
And as a result of that phone call, what information did you learn about what you would be doing next?
I learned that there was an officer-involved shooting in North Andover. So I responded along with my detective lieutenant, as well as crime scene services and ballistics.
And a number of other troopers that you supervise?
Yes. But several other troopers from my office also responded.
Do you remember about what time of day, what address did you respond to?
125 Phillipsbrook Road.
And about what time of day did you arrive?
I believe I arrived at around 6 p.m.
And what was the state of the address at 125 Phillipsbrook Road when you arrived?
The residence was taped off. There's a perimeter outside the house.
And who was at the scene at that time?
At that time, it was just North Andover PD.
And effectively, what happened once the Massachusetts State Police arrived?
I joined Trooper Ortiz, who also works in my office, and we took control of the scene.
And what was one of the first things that you did while on scene?
I was briefed on I was given a brief summary by Lieutenant Daly about what had occurred.
And after learning from Lieutenant Daly about what occurred, what did you do next?
I drafted a search warrant for the residence.
And at some point, was the search warrant authorized by the court?
Yes.
And at that point, did you and members of the Firearms Identification Squad, Crime Scene Unit, and other troopers from the DA's office enter the house?
Yes,
And did you participate in the search of the residence?
I did.
And did you, at some point, focus on one particular room?
Yes.
And what was that room?
It was the bedroom on the second floor.
And was that the bedroom to the right or to the left?
To the right.
Sergeant Strong, I'm showing you exhibit 51. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
And what's depicted in that photograph?
It's a green colored chest, as well as a chair and a box.
So the green colored chest you're referring to is that in here?
Yes.
And where was that in relation to the layout of the room?
It would be to your immediate left when we went to the room.
And
This might be important.
Yes.
And is that the chair you saw that day?
It is.
At some point, did other members of the search team open the green chest?
Yes.
What was in the green chest?
Your neighbor?
Yeah, will there be objections?
No,
to
they're
these?
not.
Okay, all right, so let's just have them marked and admitted.
It's like I have a black eye.
Exhibit 97, so marked. Exhibit 98, so marked.
Was it 98?
97?
97, 98.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
May I put it there?
Yes, please.
Showing you exhibit 97, Sergeant Strong. Do you recognize the photograph?
Yes.
And
Oh,
what's depicted in the photograph?
That's the inside of the orange colored chest with 2 firearms and firearms case.
orange or green colored chest?
Is the firearm case of black box?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, did you or other members of your team move those items?
Yes.
And where did you move them to?
To the bed.
Move to
Why are there just guns laying around? I don't get it.
Showing you exhibit 98. What's depicted in exhibit 98?
It's a firearm that was located inside of the box, the gun box.
So that was what was in the closed box in the green chest?
Yes.
And what are these items here to the left?
Those were the other 2 firearms that were inside that same chest.
So there were 2 firearms, total of 3 firearms?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Trooper, what kind of firearms these were?
I believe they were all 6 hours.
6 hours. He has that, but Rob, he has that like
And do you
purplish
happen to the
bruisey
firearms
thing right
after they
there on
were
the side.
photographed?
Yes, a trooper assigned to my office recovered them and secured them in our evidence.
And is that where they are today?
Yes.
May I have one here?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Further questions? Thank you.
Cross?
No further. Okay, good. Moving along, moving along. I think we're going to try to get the defense is probably going to ask for the directed verdict after the Commonwealth rests.
Trooper, you're the lead investigator on the case from the state police, right?
I am.
And you're a sergeant detective?
Yes, sir.
And you work at the Essex County District Attorney's Office?
Yes.
Part of your job is to investigate officer-involved shootings?
That's one of them, yes.
Yes. Okay. And just do homicides?
What's that?
Do you investigate homicides as
Yes,
well? And in this case, when was it first brought to your attention that there was an officer-involved shooting?
So the on-call trooper received a call about the shooting, and then he called me.
And who was the on-call officer?
We had Trooper Ortiz.
And when you received that call, what did you first do?
I notified my detective lieutenant, and we responded to the scene.
Yeah, is that Detective Lieutenant DeMayo?
Yes, sir.
And what time was the shooting?
DeMayo.
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Was it approximately 6 p.m.?
Around there.
And what time did you arrive?
Probably 25 minutes after I received the call, 30 minutes after I received the call.
All right, 6:30-ish, about
Yes.
6:30. What did you see when you got there?
The house was taped off, and there were detectives and police officers standing outside.
Now I'm going to ask you to distinguish between North Andover police officers and state police officers. When you got there, who was in control of the crime scene?
At that time, Trooper Ortiz was there first, and then I arrived.
Do you know when Trooper Ortiz got there?
It must have been 5 or 10 minutes before I got there.
All right, so doing the math, it's about probably 20 minutes where the North Andover police have exclusive control of the crime scene.
Yeah, approximately.
Did you recognize or know any of the North Andover police officers that were there?
No, sir.
Did you recognize or know the chief of police for North Andover?
No, sir.
Did you meet any North Andover police officers when you were there?
I spoke with Lieutenant Daly and Lieutenant Domenico.
Who's in charge of that crime scene in this circumstance? Is it the North Andover police or the Mass State Police?
Mass State Police.
And as a practical matter, as we said, that transfer could only happen when a state trooper gets there, right?
Yes.
And the first trooper's there about 6:20, probably,
Yeah, approximately.
and then you get there around 6:30.
Yes.
And what was what happened with respect to kind of taking over the crime scene?
We just made sure the house was secured. Nobody was inside. Nobody crossed the tape line of the perimeter. And then we knew that we needed to draft a search warrant.
When you got there, did you go in the house?
No.
When did you first go in the house?
Once we got a search warrant.
Were there any North Andover police officers in the house?
No.
And when you were there anyway?
Correct.
Do you know if that was by coincidence or by some order of someone that nobody be in the house or what?
It was by nowhere. Everybody knew that we were in a search warrant, and everybody knew not to be in the house.
Paul Giamatti
first
vibes
got
for
there.
sure.
What did you do while you were there before you worked on the search warrant?
I spoke with Lieutenant Daly and Lieutenant Domenico.
Where did that occur?
It was in the kind of near the school, outside of the house.
Was it on the school property or was it on the house property?
It was in the school. Probably the street, so the
Sidewalk or something?
Yeah.
Was there any mention, to your knowledge or awareness, of any invocation of the town policy regarding drug testing?
No.
No conversation about that at all?
No.
Blows my
Did
mind. They
you,
didn't drug test Noonan.
Speak with Officer Noonan at the scene?
No.
Where was Officer Noonan?
He wasn't on the scene.
Gone.
Do you know what happened to him?
I believe he went to the hospital.
And do you know any circumstances about that?
I do not.
And you know that that's a common occurrence when there's an officer-involved shooting. The officer is always taken to the hospital, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's a precaution, but it also gets him out of investigative scrutiny, doesn't it?
I think it's policy.
Right. Okay. So then you decided to obtain a search warrant, and the reasons for that were what? That the person that was shot owns the house, and they're not around to consent. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
Okay. At some point, Ms. Fitzsimmons was charged with assault as well as assault with intent to murder, right? Assault, I should say better. Assault by means of a dangerous weapon and assault with intent to murder. Officer Noonan, correct?
What's relevant?
Well, it goes to what the investigators did, judge potential investigator bias, that they overcharged the case. What happened at the scene, I think it's pretty basic. What did they charge her with?
Okay, well, how is that relevant to me as the fact finder in determining whether the Commonwealth met its burden on the charge that resulted? So,
I think it just goes to potential investigator bias, wherever it may be found. I think it goes to how they perceive the situation early on. It's part of the case. It's part of the circumstances of the case, Your Honor.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to sustain the objection. You can make a proffer if you want to protect the record, but I'm going to sustain it.
Okay, that's it, Judge, just for those issues. Thank you. So Ms. Fitzsimmons was charged?
Yes.
And that was on what date? I don't want to quiz you. How about July 3rd?
July 3rd, yes.
Okay, a few days later.
Yes.
Okay. And on July 3rd, had you talked to Officer Noonan?
Yes.
Was that the first time you talked to him?
Yes.
And where was that?
Located police department.
And what were the circumstances of that?
We met in a conference room at the police department. It was
I'd
myself
like to
and
hear what
Detective
he has to
Dr. Mayo,
say.
as well as an attorney.
Okay. And that was an interview that was recorded on your body camera, correct?
Yes.
And the body camera obviously takes video and takes audio, right?
Yes.
And now in that interview, you put your body camera on the desk, right?
Yes.
And you didn't put the body camera on the person you were interviewing, though, right?
I don't recall exactly where it was facing, but I put it down.
So, but don't you know that we don't have video of any of these officers when they're testifying from your body camera?
You mean interview?
Yes. I'm sorry, when they're interviewed. Thank you.
I tried to do them all consistently. I think I put it in the center of the table.
So you know that Noonan's not on video when he's testifying, right?
Yes.
So that was a deliberate decision you made to not video the
Why?
witness that you were interviewing?
No.
Because I mean, isn't it important to kind of see the witness's demeanor,
These cops,
reactions to
man.
questions, their emotional state when you have a body camera?
I felt it was just as important to get the audio as well as everybody else in the room.
These cops, man. Another
in this
thumb
case,
from the MSP.
Trooper Strong, you wrote a report that's kind of like what we call a PC report, right?
For these
You know that
facts.
terminology? Right.
Yes.
You is that your only report in the case?
No, I drafted several reports.
Okay. And in terms of the report for court, you sort of encapsulated the statements of all the other people in the case, right?
I believe I summarized 3.
I just feel like they just like dip in and out of protocol whenever it suits them. That's really starting to bother me about these departments in Massachusetts.
So it's fair to say that Exhibit 51 shows the door frame of the bedroom where the shooting occurred, right?
Yes, sir.
And it shows this chest right here that I'm pointing to.
Yes.
The firearms, you observed those extra firearms that were in the chest, right?
Yes.
And it's fair to say those firearms had nothing to do with the shooting in heaven, right?
Yes.
So that's like a chest that has leather trim on it, right?
Yes.
It has kind of a top that swings back and opens up.
Yes.
And it has some stuff on it right now anyway in the picture, whenever that was taken.
Correct.
Are you aware of when that picture was taken?
I'm not.
And it's fair to say that the end of the chest kind of lines up with the door frame, right?
It's very close.
So to
I
get
think
into
it's
that chest,
pretty
you don't really
widespread,
need to
Amanda.
disappear behind the door frame, do you?
I don't know, sir.
I mean, there's a chair there as well, right?
I'm not sure what the chair was at the time.
Okay, but it's there in the picture, right?
It's there in the picture.
And the pictures are offered as evidence of the crime scene, right?
Yes.
May I have one moment, please? Take your time.
Agreed, cuff you. If we just had body camera, Kelsey would not be on trial. Law enforcement would be, though. Well, we would hope they would be. Sometimes, with qualified immunity, they don't even, no charges are brought. It's just, they get away with it sometimes, and I'm not saying, I just want to say for the record, I don't believe that all cops are bad cops. We are seeing a lot of inadequacy, on display in Massachusetts over these past few cases, that we've been covering, and it's frustrating. I can't imagine I used to live in Boston. I lived in Boston for 13 years, and I can't imagine, hold on. I can't, I lived in Somerville, and I knew the cops. I owned a local business, so I interacted with the cops often, and they were always like good people, and I felt like they were trying to do the right thing. And then I'm seeing this and I'm like, how often does this happen in Massachusetts, where it's this good old boys network that thinks of fellow officers and women as whack jobs, um, and that they're all hysterical and, blah, blah. And then also, we didn't feel like we don't really need to do this thing, even though we should do this thing at a crime scene. It's fine. We have all the evidence we need. We know who did it. Let's just push the case forward. It's not the way things should be, in my opinion.
All right, so I just want to get the timeframes down when you were at the scene, okay? So you arrived there around 6:30,
Yes, sir.
and then you think Ortiz is there at 6:20.
Yes.
When do you leave to go prepare the search warrant?
I read the search warrant in my cruiser.
Okay, on scene.
Yes, sir.
And how long do you figure that takes you?
2 hours, approximately.
2 hours.
Then you, what did you do when you had the search warrant drafted?
I contacted the clerk.
Did you involve any assistant district attorney from the Essex DA's office?
Did I involve one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And when was that?
I believe on scene.
On scene? Who was on scene?
AD Guptosi, Detective Lieutenant Rob DeMayo.
Did you have to go anywhere for the search warrant, or did you do that electronically?
I believe it's electronically.
And you emailed it to the clerk. Do you know when you emailed it to the clerk?
I do not.
When did you get approval?
It was sometime before midnight.
And while you were there, were you, obviously you're busy writing a search warrant, you have a lot to do. Were you also taking note here and there of any traffic into the house?
No.
Were you, did you know whether anyone from the North Andover PD went in and out of the house while you were writing the search warrant?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was there an order in place and you said everybody knew about it to not go in the house?
Yes.
So was that order, fair to say, as far as you're concerned, that order's in place the entire time you're drafting the search warrant, getting approval, waiting to get it back, right?
Yes.
And so it's fair to say that no North Andover officers were supposed to be in the house from the time you got there, and that's presumably when you gave the order.
That's
They never went back to
sketch.
the house after I got there.
Okay.
At any point.
And then no one went back in the house. And then once you had approval from the clerk on the search warrant, you went in the house very late.
Yes.
And so what time did you go in the house?
I recall it was just before midnight.
Who went in the house with you?
Crime scene services, ballistics, and other members from Essex SPDU, State Police Detective Unit.
CERT team.
Did any North Andover officers go in the house?
No.
But they were in there before you got there for a while.
Yes, take your time.
Kelsey's got a lot to say. I love that. She's telling him that there were. I wonder if she has ring video of what the police were doing on the outside of the house.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Any,
I think that's what.
I'm sorry, redirect.
Just one issue. Actually, John, you were asked about the timing of the search warrant that you conducted at 125 Phillips Brook Road. Do you remember?
Yes.
And is your memory exhausted as to the exact time that the search was conducted?
Yes.
Would reviewing a report related to the search warrant refresh your memory?
It would.
May I approach?
Yes.
Sir, direct your attention to paragraph 1.
Michael said that Justin's brother has been inside the courtroom. These fuckers.
Yes.
Tell you what, they don't know how to follow rules. Their
What time
privilege
did you
is
and other members of the Massachusetts State
astounding
Police
to me.
start the execution of
Hi,
the search
sweet
warrants?
dog.
Approximately 11 p.m.
No further questions.
Any,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lauren,
just
Spooky
for
Boy's mom.
clarification, Sergeant,
I think that what they were trying to get to with this testimony, and I think it's really smart, is that between the time that the shooting occurred, Kelsey was taken out on a gurney. And by the time the Massachusetts State Police got there and had their search warrant, the North Andover police were like in and out of that house. I'm sure that on the ring camera footage that Kelsey has at the house, you can see who's coming and going from the house. And, if they've taken anything, maybe Justin came back, who knows? That's really interesting. I don't know if it proves anything, but it could show some sort of nefarious actors, I guess. And maybe somebody was doing something they shouldn't have been doing. It's terrifying to me that without Kelsey's dad installing all those cameras, she wouldn't know jack squat about who, what, when, etc. The interesting thing, though, Casey, is that her dad put in a whole new security system days after she was shot, and they changed the locks. That's when Justin broke in. So it makes me wonder if they changed out and did a whole new security system because of what they were seeing. And they wanted to make sure the whole property was covered or something like that. That's just, me. That's conjecture on my part, but um Cuff, you said, I believe there are good cops as well. Mass just seems to have real issues with evasion and proving their case, i.e., solo cups, leaf blowers, and blue man experiments. Oh, and let's not forget about Auntie Bev. Yeah, I think this is probably true of a lot of cops and detectives across the country, and maybe in other countries, more than likely in other countries. If you followed the Amanda Knox case, you saw that prosecutor in that case, that lead detective, um, he just kept putting his thumb on the scale, the same way that Michael Proctor did in the Karen Reed case, because they decide on who the suspect is and who did it, and they try. Oh, thanks for the tip, Laura, and thanks for the tip, Bonnie. Um, they want to prove their case. They want to have a good record. They want to, keep their numbers 100% if they can, close to 100%. So they put their thumb on the scale to get the conviction that they want. And it's not always, they're not fact finders, they're not truth seekers. They are just trying to win and have good numbers. The district attorney in Veronica Rodriguez's case in Pennsylvania is the same. She brings very few sexual assault cases, but the one sexual assault case she did bring was against Veronica for recording her own sexual assault. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I covered it in a 7-part series on the In Between podcast, and it's pretty interesting. And this DA wants to try to keep 100% record. She's not concerned with getting to the truth. She's concerned with winning a case. And I'm starting to feel like, well, I'm not starting to feel, I've been feeling this for a while, that these investigators and detectives are really just like, they're like, well, this is the person we think it is, so let's move the evidence to make that situation work. And sometimes literally move the evidence, if you believe what happened, if you believe what Karen Reed thinks happened in her case. Dakota Girl, hi Mel, her dad is a security expert. I think of the systems like you put into her house. Yeah, her dad, like, as after she was shot, he went in and changed out everything, put in higher tech, changed the locks, and because he didn't trust the people that were coming and going from that house, and the fact that Justin had access to the house. And he was right to not trust them, because a couple days later, Justin fucking broke into the house, broke the door down, brought in his boys, and then ripped the new security system out of the wall in the basement. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Okay, let's get back and see what's happening in court. And I'm going to catch up on comments in just a minute.
So the search warrant was approved by judicial officials.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall who that was?
I do not.
Do you recall what?
So glad you're here, Patty.
person was from?
No, it wasn't Lawrence, Essex County. It was a different county. I believe.
Okay, it was like an on-call judge or
Yes, sir.
something? Okay.
Yes.
And is it fair to say that I had no involvement in reviewing or approving that search warrant?
Yes, it is.
And is it fair to say that Mr. Ruane, when you mentioned something about a clerk, had no involvement in the issuance or review of that search warrant?
He did not.
Counsel, either side wish to follow up on that? No. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Judge. You may step down.
Okay.
Commonwealth, you call your next witness?
Commonwealth rests.
All right. And
Directed
is
verdict.
there a motion?
There is.
Okay.
So
All right. So it's paper 90.
the way that
You've been provided, Commonwealth.
I just want to, oh Jesus, I just went backwards. The way I just want to explain this. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer. This is the way that I understand it. At the end, when the Commonwealth rests, the defense, more often than not, asks for a directed verdict, which means that the judge, in this moment, based on what the case the Commonwealth has put on, they would ask for a directed verdict of not guilty. So the judge has an opportunity right now to basically make a verdict, to say the verdict is not guilty. If he doesn't feel like he has enough information, he'll deny that. And I think that's probably what's going to happen here. But now I've lost my place and I've got to get back.
And
Okay.
you've been provided, Commonwealth, a copy?
Yes, there's a decision.
All right. Defendant's motion for required finding and not guilty. Let me just read it.
Okay. We're just going to skip through this a little bit. Kelsey, she's got her glasses on today. She's looking
All right,
smart.
Mr. Bradl, do you want to be heard?
Wicked smart.
Okay, all right, the motion is denied.
Motion is denied.
And the defense, you can call your first witness.
Yes, Judge.
Here we go.
Maureen, Torrisi. Should be outside.
Oh, it looked like there was a cut there. That was weird. Who's this? This is the neighbor. I cannot wait. I friggin' love her so much. Dakota Girl, I have heard bits and pieces of what Aiden put out last night. Haven't really looked into it, but I would say that based on the way her children act, it makes sense to me that there's probably some shit out there. I know that they're very close to the local police. I know that Kelsey did not trust the baby with Justin's mom, which is why she wanted to do daycare. So that doesn't surprise me. I don't know all the details, so I don't want to, I don't want to speak on it because I don't know the details. But feel free, everybody in the chat, to go watch Aiden's stream from last night if you are interested in the alien. Oh man, I said his name wrong. The Alien family. But for right now, let's focus on, this is Patrick Noonan's neighbor, the one he was speaking to and called Kelsey a whack job. And I get the feeling this lady, that maybe they're not on the same side in politics. There were some nuances here that I thought were very interesting, but let's go watch.
Good morning. You can have a seat and pull yourself right up to that mic.
Okay, no spoilers for anybody else.
May I inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Please state your name and spell your last name.
Maureen Torrisi, Torrisi.
And where do you
Yeah,
live?
Maureen.
In North Andover.
Did you live in a condo complex there?
I do.
What do you do for a living?
I am a stay-at-home mom, I guess. I guess I'm retired.
You're a stay-at-home mom. That's a big job.
The construction industry and home staging design.
Good for you, Maureen.
How long have you been retired?
I closed my business, I think, 3 or 4 years. 3 years ago, I had a large staging business.
I love it.
How long have you lived in your condo complex in North Andover?
Since 2014.
Do you have a dog?
A dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Close the window, guys.
And do you walk the dog around the complex from time to time?
Every day.
Do you, in the course of walking your dog, have you ever made the acquaintance of one of your neighbors named Mr. Noonan?
I have.
And do you know who that is generally?
I do.
And how do you know him?
Walking the dogs.
Walking
I
the
knew him as
dogs.
Duke's father,
And
which
is
is
the
Duke is
dog.
his dog's
Of course, Duke is his
name. I've
dog.
spoken, just in passing. The dogs interact and, just general talking about the dogs and whatever. So I had spoken to him a few times and his wife, about the dogs and just
The
general
neighbors
stuff.
making small talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. And back in August of 2025, you had engaged him in some conversation about what was going on at the North Andover PD, right?
I did.
And is that what you said to him by way of initiating the conversation?
I did, yes. The beginning of it was just I had a razzing relationship with him, just regarding things going on in the world. And so what I started with is, how do you like what's going on, in the world today or whatever? And he's like, I love it.
Yeah, of course he does.
And then I had asked,
I think I know what that means.
what's going on with North Andover, the town of North Andover. He said,
What were you referring to when you said that to him?
what was going on at the department, as far as, the shooting, the car being shot.
And did he?
And he first said, what do you mean? And I said, well, that press conference, the first press conference that was given made no sense.
Mm.
And at
Good
that
job,
time
Maureen.
he said, I'm the shooter.
What,
Whoa.
He said, I'm the shooter.
He said, I'm the shooter.
Whoa.
And what did you take that to mean?
I said to him that he was the one that shot the other officer, is what I took that to mean.
Right. And then what happened?
I had asked him if, well, first I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know when police officers have to discharge their weapons, it affects them. And I can't imagine having to do that with a colleague.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get the end of that.
I said I couldn't imagine having to do that to a colleague.
And what did he say?
And he had said to me that
Uh-oh.
sorry.
You got it, Maureen. That's okay.
He,
Take your time.
had said that there was no choice to it. He had no choice, that he had to, she had the gun pointed at him when he came into the bedroom. And
Did he use any
He said
certain,
that-
pejorative about her?
I'm sorry,
Did he use any certain pejorative about her?
I
What did he call her?
what did he call her?
Mhm.
Well, he didn't call her that at that time. He explained very, very briefly what had happened. And he said that when he came into the room, she had the gun pointed at him.
Came into
And
the
that,
room. When he came into the room.
it
He said he
clicked.
never.
She clicked it. And I said, so there was no bullet there? And he said it clicked, and that he wasn't going to let her get a second shot off, and that he had to shoot her. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And
No kidding, Maureen.
I had asked why they went to her house. The three of them went to the house instead of having her go to the station.
Good question, Maureen.
And why wouldn't they, if they were going to the house to take a baby, why wouldn't they have had some social services there with them?
Exactly,
And
Maureen.
he said, well, she's a fucking whack job.
Oh.
Sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
You have to say what was.
Oh, it's okay, Maureen.
And he said
Amazing.
that she's an effing, whack job.
So was that in response to you saying, why didn't you have social services go to the house?
He's a
Yeah.
fucking whack.
And I was like, wow, that word is used.
Objection.
Oh.
Next question.
Sorry.
She's about to reference the Karen
So not
retrial.
what was said so much,
Okay.
but did you engage back with him about the, let's say, the propriety of that usage?
I did.
After that, did you end the conversation with him?
There was a little more conversation, and then it ended. Yes.
All right, thank
She
you very
reminds
much.
me of all of my Somerville neighbors, all the women I used to live near. I love her. Ooh, he's jumping
How
up.
did I get involved in it?
He's jumping
I
up
didn't.
quick.
Well, no, how do they know you heard this?
Oh, who gives a fuck? She
Um,
came to them, obviously.
Overruled.
after the conversation that we had had. I
Agreed,
was
Jeff.
shocked by it. I didn't even know Pat's first name
But
his
how
last.
did you contact someone?
I did. And a little bit after we had the conversation,
Agreed,
probably a
Mama.
week afterwards, I did contact somebody
Who?
that Mike Crawford,
Oh,
that I knew was in
The Mike
contact with
Crawford?
the defense, and because I think there was a
Holy
hearing,
shit.
I'm not sure, but I know that
the
Mike
young jerks
was
just
in
entered the
contact
chat.
with them, and I contacted Mike.
And so when was this? When was this conversation?
Oh,
with
Mike's
Mike.
loving this.
No, with, this conversation with Pat.
He
It
is
was August 20th.
loving this.
Yeah.
You were interested in this case from the beginning, right?
I'm sorry.
You were interested in this case from the beginning, weren't you?
No, I mean, I was interested in what was going on in my town. Yes,
You're Maureen Sullivan, Torrisi, correct?
I am.
And you post, and you make comments to newspaper articles, don't you?
Yeah, like every
About
fucking
this?
other person in the world.
I could have. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
that's what you're on?
Yes, you've shown it to defense.
Yeah, there you go.
I bet Maureen would go with you to happy hour, Casey, in a heartbeat.
When was this? July 10th. Okay, yeah.
And what did you repost?
Meaning what? What do you mean? What did I repost? It's a
Yeah, it's a
article
simple
from Mike.
question.
I'm sorry. It's an article from. It looks like a post from Mike Crawford.
Right.
I reposted that.
You reposted that.
Yes.
Post, what did you repost?
Oh my God, look what we are doing here.
What's? I can't see it. Like, what's the context of Mike's?
You did it.
I understand that.
Please, hold on.
You tell him,
please.
Maureen. You tell him.
I'm not raising my voice. Anything more than to just.
I am.
I have a timeout, but hold on a second, ma'am.
Oh,
Just
sleepy
wait
dog.
and Mr. Gubitosi has to do the same. We
Yeah,
can't have two
Gubitosi,
people
chill the
speaking
fuck
over
out.
each other. So Mr. Gubitosi, why don't you ask the question again? All right, thank you.
You don't remember what you reposted?
I can't see. No,
Okay,
from
no.
July 10th, I can't read. My point being is,
She's
I'm
like,
sorry,
no, I
can't
freaking
see
post
it.
like
It's my problem.
75 posts a day. Oh, look at her. She's like, this asshole. How fucking dare you is what she just said. Are you kidding me? How fucking dare you is what literally she just said with her eyes.
And there's no foundation as to why my facts are stated. Mine are facts.
Look at her.
Let's
She's like,
first things first, let's mark it for ID.
speak on it, Bradl.
I can't read it either for the record. The last statements.
Bradl
E
said,
for identification.
I can't read it either for the
Now,
record.
I guess my question for Mr. Gubitosi is, why would the, putting it on the screen,
I just want
allow
her
it to be
see
more legible?
Well, it may be bigger, and I would ask her to go up to the screen to look at it. Maybe it won't.
Is there an objection?
I can't read it. so I don't know
See,
what
I'm
it
gonna
says.
say this again. Gubitosi,
All right, so
you need
let's
to
take it
polish your
step at a time.
friggin'
So,
boots.
You can put it on
So
the screen.
messy.
She can take a look and just yes or no whether it allows you to read it. You can get off the stand and approach the screen if you'd like.
Okay, I think I can read it now. Wait,
I'm sorry, Mr.
What the
that
fuck?
was exhibit what? E.
Read the big print. Yeah.
Attorney Ken Bradl of North Andover Police use of deadly force against his client. North Andover Police Officer Kelsey Fitzsimmons.
Okay.
Okay.
And so it's a statement. I'll let you get back.
Just for the record, I could not hear what she just said. I could see
I can
something.
read it from here. then.
Okay.
Right, it's just my eyesight's horrible.
Sure.
I just can't read the context. It says Attorney Tim Bradl on North Andover Police use of deadly force against his client. North Andover Police Officer Kelsey
Okay, so you reposted
Fitzsimmons.
the statement that Attorney Bradl made about the case, correct?
Yes.
Sure. Who the fuck cares?
Now, you said you comment to about news articles also, correct?
I have no idea. What
Okay, ma'am,
What do you-
put your hand around.
Yes.
I'm gonna show
She's
you
like,
this
look at her.
app.
She's like,
Look and see if
what are you fucking
recognize
asking
that.
me? Refresh my
That's
fucking
the-
memory, dude. I don't know what I post on Facebook every fucking day.
August 14th.
Okay, and you see something that you wrote?
Just yes or no?
I'm just,
Yeah.
yes, that's my name. And yes, this is supposed, well, it's a comment.
It's a comment that
To a
you
post.
made to an article, correct?
Well,
Just mark it for ID, please.
Maureen is busy online making sure that she's holding these people in her town accountable, and I'm here for it and I love it. Thank you, Maureen.
And, Mr.
You're a
Bradl,
heroine.
you've seen this? I have. Okay. Exhibit F, so mark. Thank you.
So August 14th, you commented, correct?
I did.
Seriously.
What you said.
Can I read it?
Can you read out loud what you said?
Oh, sure. Joseph LaHood, I'm commenting too. Yeah. Got proof or evidence of this narrative?
Good for you,
This
Maureen.
incident was a setup from the get-go. Their narrative will not pass the smell test. I hope all involved are ready for their tireless scrutiny that independent media will bring to light through extensive research. Ask Norfolk County,
Off clap.
Mass State Police, and Canton Police are doing these days. We have just begun.
Yes, Maureen. Yes, hold them accountable, sister.
Feel like you have a stake in the game?
Not at all.
You feel that you're akin this to the Karen Reed trial, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
That there's a cover up.
Well, not that there's a cover-up.
Well, those were your words, weren't they?
I don't know if is that what it says in there? I forget what that says in there.
Maureen,
A setup,
you're going to get so much support, honey.
correct?
Correct.
And tireless scrutiny that independent media will bring to light through extensive research. And then
Correct.
you mentioned Norfolk Mass State Police
Yep.
in the Canton.
Yep.
I did.
Correct.
Yep.
She did. Yep.
So, a cover up.
Well, yeah, it's the judicial system seems to be going awry, and there's more eyes on things now.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something else, I'm sorry.
Get him, Maureen. Get him.
Let's have that mark when.
This
on
is
your way up.
amazing. Oh, I just knocked my glasses off my face. I got so excited. Get him, Maureen. Look at Kelsey's like, uh-huh. Yeah, keep talking about the corruption.
Exhibit G.
Yeah, keep talking, Goober. Keep talking about the corruption.
Can you first look at it and see if you recognize it?
Sure.
So look at the first
Set up,
you
not
recognize
cover
it.
up, by the way. Yep. You're right,
I do.
Denise.
Can you flip to the second page?
I sure can.
Let's keep digging into the corruption in the
I sure did.
Massachusetts State Police and the Norfolk County.
First page. How about this?
The post itself.
Yeah.
Today, it's from the North Andover Police Department. Today is National Police Women's Day. Please join us in recognizing Sergeant Katie. It's her last name. Do you
If you
want to
can't
spell
read
it?
the last name, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Sergeant Julie Nigro, and School Resource Officer Stephanie Rizzo. They have over 43 years of combined experience, and it shows. As all three demonstrate strong leadership
Commonwealth,
inside and
you're
outside
being
our
so
department
dumb.
walls. We appreciate their immense dedication to helping both residents and visitors
Oh my
in the North
God.
Andover community every day. Thank you for your service.
And you commented on that, correct?
I sure did.
What did you say?
Wow, let's hope they stay safe from their colleagues.
Thanks, Amanda. Yeah, everybody go like the video, please, and thank you. Maureen said, let's hope they stay safe from their colleagues. Ooh.
All right, you may step down, thank you.
Oh, yes.
And, defense, you may call your next
Standing O for Maureen.
Yes, Your Honor, the defendant calls Lauren Page. Lauren.
Martha Coakley. Who's next? Is this Kelsey's mom? Let's see. Yeah, that's Kelsey's mom. Kelsey's mother.
Would you raise your right hand? You solemnly
Big head
swear
and high
that the
hands.
Testimony you're about to give in this cause now and hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God. Thank you.
Good morning. You can have a seat right there. You pull yourself right up to the mic.
This is amazing. I'm riveted. Are y'all riveted? This is amazing.
Good morning, Mrs. Page. I'm going to ask you to give your
Martha
full name,
Coakley.
first name, last name, and spell it, mostly for our stenographer. If you can do that.
Sure. Lauren Page, Laurен, Page, Page.
Okay, I'm just also going to note that because the windows are open, occasionally we have fire trucks go by. So if we hear that, we'll stop our conversation. Okay, thank you. Mrs. Page, you are the mother of Kelsey Fitzsimmons. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you see her in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And you have to say yes or no again for the stenographer.
Yes.
And what's she wearing today?
A white blazer.
Can
With
I have
smart-looking
the record reflect, Your
glasses.
Honor, that this witness has identified her daughter as the defendant?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, Kelsey's father is Stephen Fitzsimmons. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is he your ex-husband?
Yes.
And you are now married to William Page. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us just roughly, you were together with William Page since 2011, and then you've been married since 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you have another child besides Kelsey with Stephen Fitzsimmons. Is that right?
Yes.
Who is that?
Stephen Jr.
And is he 6 years older than Kelsey?
Yes.
Your husband, Will Page, also has two children from a prior marriage. Is that correct?
Correct.
And who are they?
Madison Page and William Page.
Okay. And how old are those children?
Madison will be 18 on the 31st of this month, and Willie is 20.
And those families are friendly, are they not?
Yes.
Where did you grow up, Mrs. Page, and go to high school?
Arlington, Mass.
And did you have education after high school?
Yes, I did a 2-year paralegal program at Aquinas Junior College in Newton.
And did you become employed after school?
I did. I worked with Shama Bank.
Okay. And in general, what was the nature of that first job you had?
Teller assistant manager. Excuse me.
And since that time, you've been employed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you live now, Mrs. Page?
Methuen, Mass.
And
Methuen.
I won't ask you the address. We don't need that. And where do you work now?
I work for Sullivan Mechanical. It's in Wilmington.
In Wilmington. And how far away is your home from the North Andover home where Kelsey Fitzsimmons lived in June of 2025?
8 minutes.
And how about your place of work? How far away is that?
20.
Kelsey went to college, did she not?
Yes, she did.
And after that, did you stay close with her?
Yes.
Close to her today?
I'm sorry?
Are you close with her also
Oh,
today?
yes. Yes.
Aw.
And did Kelsey live in Methuen with you and Mr. Page, his son and daughter, from before Christmas 2025 until recently?
Yes.
When Kelsey finished college, did she do about 1.5 years of law school?
Yes.
And you're aware she applied to
She's
become
going
a
back.
corrections officer in Essex County, is that correct?
Yes.
And she served as an Essex corrections officer before she went to the North Andover PD.
She did.
And all during that time, you were close in contact with her. Fair to say she was in your life, you were in hers.
Absolutely.
This
And
woman
again,
loves her
what
daughter.
town do you and Will live in now?
Same Methuen.
In Methuen. Okay. At some time, did Kelsey move to North Andover?
Yes.
And did she first have an apartment and then bought a house? Is that right?
Yes.
Where did Kelsey live when she served as a corrections officer?
Her apartment in North Andover.
And again, how far away is that from where you lived in Methuen and where you live now?
8-10 minutes.
Close drive, correct? And And you knew that your daughter Kelsey was engaged to Justin Alayan, did you not?
I did.
And you also knew that Kelsey had a child, of course, is that right?
Yes.
And that Justin was a father.
Yes.
Martha's
You
so
knew they were planning
smooth.
to get married in October of 2025.
Yes.
And did you know her fiance's parents' sister? Just yes or no?
Yes.
You had met them upon occasion and socialized with them, is that right?
Yes.
Parents' sister.
And you knew that they lived in Stowe, Massachusetts. Is that also correct?
Correct.
During this time that your daughter had her baby Caden, did you ever babysit for him?
We did. Yes.
And could you just tell generally what kind of baby was he? Fussy, calm? Can you give us a description of the baby?
Caden was very easygoing, very happy baby.
Easy to take care of?
Yes.
And
Martha
generally,
Coakley is a
in your
pro.
experience, when did he cry?
If he needed to eat,
When he was hungry?
yes.
Who was the attorney general
When you,
at one
I'm going to
point?
draw your attention now to June 30th, 2025. And we're going to focus on that day. Caden's about 4 months old, is that right?
Yes.
At that time?
Oh boy, this gonna be
And
sad.
where was Caden living at the time on June 30th, 2025?
Phillipsbrook Road in North Andover.
With Kelsey, is
With
that
Kelsey,
correct?
Yes.
Mrs. Page, did you know that Kelsey had been cleared to go back to work in a few days from June 30th?
Yes.
And on that day, were you aware that she was going to the North Andover Police Department in order to do some CPR training?
Yes.
Were you aware that she was going to take Caden with her during that training?
I was aware.
I'm just going to ask you yes or no. Did Kelsey call you that day? This is June 30th.
Yes.
And at what time, any time after noon, do you recall that she called you?
2:30.
And did she give you some information about where she was headed when she talked to you?
Yes, she was going to meet Justin at the Common in North Andover.
Okay. And did she talk with you at some time to let you know if and when she was headed back to her house?
Yes.
Do you remember what time that was?
3:30.
And did you and she agree to meet at her house?
Yes, I met her at the house after work.
And about what time was that, if you recall?
3:30, 3:45.
And you were working that day, right?
Yes.
And your place of work was close enough by that you could do that?
Yes, my route to and from work, I drove by her house.
So if you were going from Wilmington to Methuen, you would actually go by where Kelsey lived,
Yes.
correct? Do you remember what time you arrived again? What time did you get to Kelsey's house that afternoon from work?
I want to say it was 3:30, 3:45.
Okay. Who else was there when you got there?
No, and just Kelsey and baby.
And Kelsey.
Yes.
And just generally, without giving us the conversation, what topic or topics did you discuss?
Kelsey was sad that Justin blew her off and didn't show up at the Common to meet her. She couldn't understand why. She was confused why he would ask her to come and then just ghost her.
And what would you say was her demeanor at that time when you were talking with her at home?
Sad, confused.
How long did you stay when you got there around 3:30?
I left around 5:20, 5:30.
And just in general, again, Mrs. Page, what were you doing while you were there with Kelsey and Caden?
We sat in her living room, played with Caden, talked. I did some dishes in her kitchen. Basically just sat and talked.
Okay. Do you know what time you left?
Between 5:20 and 5:30.
And where were you going immediately? Where were you headed to?
CVS in Methuen.
And originally you were going to CVS. Where were you originally headed after that?
Home.
And that's your home in Methuen?
Yes.
Right. Did you get another call from Kelsey while you were at the CVS?
I did.
And as a result of that call, Mrs. Page, what did you do?
Went back to her house.
Do you recall
Hear
what
her
time
voice get deeper.
you arrived at her house?
5:45.
So it's a pretty quick time between the time you left, went to CVS, and then went back. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell us again the time to drive to CVS from Kelsey's house.
Under 10 minutes.
When you arrived at the house at that time, can you tell us what's the first thing you saw?
Police cars.
Did you go in the house
Yes, I went right up.
and doors open? You've been in and out of that door before many times, correct?
Yes, went right up to her porch.
Did you see anything on the porch?
There's a police officer holding Caden.
And at that time, did you know which police officer that was?
No.
He was holding Caden, you said,
Yes.
correct?
I didn't hear the answer.
I'm sorry, no.
Okay, thank you.
Good
The
job.
police officer was in uniform, correct?
Yes.
And you didn't know who he was at the time.
No.
Houston.
What happened next once you saw the police officer holding Caden?
Caden was crying, so I asked if I could take Caden from him so I could settle him down.
And did the police officer give you Caden?
He did.
Is that still on the porch outside, or were you inside?
Right on the porch, we exchanged the baby.
So you're holding Caden, and what happens next?
I brought him inside to Kelsey's living room, where there was another police officer.
And did the officer who gave you Caden also come into the house with you?
No.
Do you know where he went?
I don't.
So you are holding the baby, you're in the living room with another police officer. And can you tell us what happened next?
Justin walked in with his sister, Courtney.
Jesus
And
fucking
Justin
Christ.
is the fiance that we spoke about earlier, right?
Yes.
And his sister, what's her name?
Courtney?
They just walked
They
in.
both came in while you were in the living room.
Yes, they walked in.
Do you know about how long you were there before they arrived?
Minutes.
Are you still holding the baby at this stage?
Yes.
Okay. And then what happens next, Mrs. Page?
The officer in the living room asked me to hand Caden to Justin.
And had either Kelsey or the police officer, when you arrived, told you about the restraining order? Just yes or no?
No.
And did you actually give, who did you give the baby to, I should say?
I handed the baby to Justin. Justin turned and handed Courtney the baby.
And what did they do next?
Left.
Bye.
Did you have any conversation with them? Just yes or no?
No.
Oh,
Did they take anything for the baby with them, if you remember?
car
Car
seat.
seat, I believe.
And they left together, if you recall. Is that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Courtney went
Mrs.
out
Page, when you
first.
arrived,
Justin
did you
followed
see
with the
your
car
daughter on
seat.
the first floor?
No.
Did you know where she was?
Upstairs.
Ugh,
And
horrible.
while you were downstairs, did you hear anything coming from the second floor? Just yes or no for now.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you heard?
Ugh.
I heard a gentleman say, Kelsey, no, Kelsey, no. And then 2 gunshots.
And can you give us some idea of how quickly those shots were connected to each other?
It was Kelsey, no, bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Roll up.
Did you
Bang, bang.
hear Kelsey say anything from the second floor?
No.
Could you hear her make any noises?
Yes.
Oh,
And Mrs. Page, what happened next?
I saw Justin run by the windows on the porch. And after that, officers came in, EMTs came in, running up the stairs. And I was let out of the house. I was let out by an officer.
And what was your frame of mind, state of mind at that stage?
I was pretty upset.
And were you making any
I was
noise?
screaming.
oh,
When is the next time you saw your daughter, Mrs. Page?
in the hospital.
At the trauma room at Mass General.
Your Honor, I have nothing further.
She is very credible, in my opinion, as well, Amanda. Like, just calm,
Thank you very much.
answering questions, not trying to think about her answers, anything like that. Just,
And,
oh,
why don't you make
poor
all your
Kelsey.
next witness?
She's crying.
Yes.
Sidebar. Poor Kelsey. Oh, gosh, I hate that stupid static. I don't know why they do it. I don't like it. I mean, I do know why they do it, but I don't like it. That was incredibly sad. And I think like Amanda said, that Kelsey's mom was incredibly credible. I had a comment that I starred. Oh, Cuff you had said earlier. Oh, hold on a sec. Cuff you had said earlier, there are several high profile trials upcoming. Any idea what you'll be watching next? I'm not sure yet. I want to talk to Rebecca about it. I know that if anything happens, I mean, we can't watch the federal case over Sandra Birchmore, but we'll definitely be paying attention to that one. There's also the Casey's in Massachusetts again. But if there are any cases that you guys are interested in us covering, please let us know. Yeah, I'm trying to stick inside in this one because I want to make sure that I'm present. I haven't really thought next. Like, I haven't thought about what we're doing next, but definitely open to suggestion. Casey said, so the mom leaves and minutes later the cops pull up with Justin is at police station. Wasn't he watching the video? So cops waited behind school until mom left. I find this sus. Yeah, that's what seems to have happened. So, but you know, what do they care? She's a whack job. All right, let me rewind just a little bit. And take it off mute. No more static.
Take maybe a 20-minute recess.
20-minute recess. Okay. Good. We can skip ahead. Hopefully we'll get close. Oh, Kelsey is on the stand. All right, ready for this? Here we go. Yeah, and everybody, while you're, like Amanda said, everybody watching, please go like the video, comment if you want, share it, subscribe, share it on your social media, tell your people about it. Big head and the high hand.
You may have a seat and put yourself right up to that point.
Take a deep breath, Kelsey.
Thank you, Army Inquirer.
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, miss.
Good morning.
State your name and spell your last name.
She's okay.
Kelsey Fitzsimmons, Fitzsimmons.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Do you mind? I'm just pulling that mic a
Yes.
little bit closer just so that we can hear you.
Is that better?
And I didn't hear your last answer. Your
I'm 29 years old.
29. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Gosh,
What's
she
the
looks like a
town of your
baby.
residence?
Currently, Newburyport.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Methuen,
Methuen?
Massachusetts.
And did you live there your whole life?
Most of it, yes.
Did you go to high school there?
I did.
And where did you go?
Methuen High School,
When did you graduate? 2015.
She's
And you lived
just
there
a
with your
baby.
parents and your family?
Yeah, I lived with my mom and my dad. There were two different houses.
Tell the judge a little bit about your upbringing and your family and who's it.
So I have my mom, my dad, my mom Lauren, my dad Stephen, my older brother, my biological older brother Stephen Jr. and
We don't
then
get to
I have
hear
my
from Kelsey
stepdaughter,
very
William
often.
Page,
So this is
his
going to
two
humanize her
kids
to a
that
lot of people, I
consider
think.
My brother and sister, Madison and William.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the names.
My
Madison and
younger brother
William.
and sister are Madison and William.
Madison and William. Did you say that they were steps?
They are step, yes.
Try to keep your voice up.
Okay, sorry.
Use the mic,
Okay.
kind of like I am, like that.
Okay,
All right, thanks. Kelsey. So you guys are a close family, right?
yes,
And they've been with you through this process the whole time, right?
the whole time.
When did you graduate high school?
2015,
Did you go to college?
I did.
And where'd you get your degree from?
I got my degree from Fisher College. I got my Bachelor
Fisher.
of Science in Criminal Justice,
What year was that?
2020.
What were some of the awards and distinctions you received at Fisher College?
I think my junior year, I was inducted into the Criminal Justice Honor Society. In my senior year, I was voted in as the president of the Criminal Justice Club, and I just worked closely with campus police there and the advisor of the Criminal Justice Club.
Did you work while you were in college?
I did.
Where'd you work?
I worked for the college as a work study, and I also worked as like a host / waitress down the street at a restaurant called Cheers.
Did you do any security work?
Yeah, in 2016, I was hired by Fenway Park Security, and I believe I worked there in 2017. And like throughout all of Fisher College, I worked for campus police as a work study, like a dorm proctor, checking IDs of students.
After graduating Fisher College, you had the B. Is it a BA or a BS?
Yes.
BS in criminal justice.
Yes.
And what was your kind of goal for your life and your career with that degree?
When I graduated, it was the peak of COVID, so everything got a little confusing on what my next steps were. My plan originally was to try to go straight to a police academy, but when I graduated, there was no police academies running, so I decided to, because I love school, I decided to further my education and
Good for you,
go to
Kelsey.
law school.
Where did you go? And tell us about law school a little bit.
I went to Massachusetts School of Law. I did about 3 semesters, and then some academies started to run again.
And did that change your pathway?
It did.
What happened?
The Essex County Sheriff's Department started doing Sheriff's Department academies again. So I applied to be a corrections officer, and that was in 2020. And I went through their academy in 2021.
Where's that academy?
Their academy is at the Northern Essex Community College in Haverhill, Massachusetts.
And what was the course of study? Just in general, what did it entail and how long was it?
It was 3 months. It had to do with just the training of being a corrections officer. Our whole job was safety and security of the inmates that were housed in the jail. So it went a lot into safety and security.
So you spent 3 months at the Sheriff's Academy,
Yes,
and you were hired by the Essex County Sheriff.
I was, yes.
When was that roughly?
That was in 2021. I think it was September of 2021.
What was your kind of original first assignment when you got to the Sheriff's Department? How did you start there?
I worked in housing. I was assigned to housing the whole time I worked there.
Did you have any other jobs while you were at the Essex Sheriff?
When you pick up an overtime shift there, they kind of just throw you in where somebody's needed. So I did a lot of different jobs just through all the overtime I worked, which included transportation of inmates to and from court. I would work in programs. They have church and school for the inmates that reside there. And there's outer perimeter security where you drive a cruiser around the perimeter of the jail to ensure no one's coming in or out. I did things like that on my overtimes.
Okay. And in terms of the transport, you were actually the person that kind of comes to here to court, goes into lockup, delivers prisoners, picks up prisoners, brings them back?
Yes.
How long were you at the Essex Sheriff?
About 2 years.
What, and at that point you had a career path decision, right? A
Yes.
different decision.
I did.
And what was that decision?
I always knew I wanted to be a police officer.
And was there some opportunities that came up in that respect?
Yes, while I was working for the Sheriff's Department, I had moved to North Andover. I really liked the town I lived in, and I wanted to work in it as a police officer.
So what did you do?
I applied to the North Andover Police Department.
Did you interview with Lieutenant Daly? Was it?
I did. He was on a panel interview. They call it like an oral board. It included Lieutenant Daly and several other members of the North Andover Police Department.
And I take it that you're not going to get hired there unless they approve you.
Yes.
And that happened, and you were hired.
Yeah, they do an extensive hire check.
Background check and so
Yeah,
forth.
like there's a lot that goes with it.
What you would expect in terms of a police officer getting hired.
Yes.
What's the first step when you get hired as a police officer? What do you do next?
You have to go to the police academy for 6 months.
So you've been through a 3-month Essex Sheriff Police Academy, training academy, and now you're about to start a 6-month North Andover Police Academy training, right?
Yes.
And where did that training take place?
That also took place down the hall at Northern Essex Community College in Haverhill.
And you spent 6 months going to that?
6 months, yes.
Was that, is that something where you like stayed there the whole time, or did you come and go? Did you commute? How does that work?
I commuted. I got there in the morning, left sometime in the evening, and we had weekends off. So it's 5 days a week.
When did you graduate from there?
I graduated in May of 2024.
And did you run for any positions within the academy that they have in your class?
Yes, while I was in the police academy, I ran for treasurer, and I became the treasurer of my class.
And what does that entail?
That entails everything financial through our academy. I would collect, we had like academy dues, I would collect them, and we would purchase things that we wanted, such as like sweatshirts and sweatpants to wear for our PT days, as well as an academy sweatshirt. I also planned our graduation party, so I had to book it, collect the funds for it, and plan it essentially.
And is it a situation where there's different classes going on at once, like class of 2020, class of 2021, like that?
Yeah.
And you were the class of 20?
Well, my class was called Rock 5, so I don't know how the numbers go, but the one before me was 4 and the one after me was 6. I was Rock 5, ROC 5.
All right. And when
Yep.
did ROC
Kelsey is
5
what we
open?
want
May
in a
of
law
2024.
enforcement
You
officer.
graduated with the class.
I did.
And what was your first assignment with the North Andover PD?
You first go to patrol on FTO, and FTO is meaning you're with a field training officer, so you ride with somebody in the same cruiser for a period of time.
And, who were your field training officers?
So I had several. because you do different shifts. I had field training on day shift. My field training officer was Officer Tierney. I had field training on the 4 to midnight shift, and my field training officers were Officer Furman, now Detective Furman, and Officer Sousa.
The entire time you were there any other FTOs that you had? Just to kind of list them all off.
I think there's multiple officers there that are FTO trained, but those were the ones that were assigned to me to train me.
So you were, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So, Ms. Fitzsimmons, in your employ at the North Andover PD, you assumed the job of a regular patrol officer at some point, I take it?
Yes, I was a patrol officer.
And after you finished with field training officers, do they have some sort of a say in how you function in the field and report back to the administration or the supervisors about how you're functioning?
Yeah, so the supervisor on your shift, your field training officer gives them, like, I think it's a weekly report of how I did on calls and what calls we went on together and how I performed, stuff like that. And eventually, I don't know exactly how many weeks I was on field training, but after it's complete, the sergeant will take you in his cruiser and you drive his cruiser and respond to calls or make traffic stops. And then he decides if you are signed off on. And I was signed off, and that day I got my own cruiser.
And when was that, if you remember, just roughly?
I think it was in end of June or early July of 2024.
And just a few things I want to just tick off on the list of things a police officer does. Did you serve restraining orders?
I have before.
Have you testified in court?
I have.
And you've made arrests?
I have.
Now, at the time, moving over to your personal life, at some point you met someone named Justin Elaine, right?
Yes.
And what was your experience with Justin Elaine in a nutshell?
My experience in a
Did you-
nutshell, we met through Facebook. We went on a few dates. We ended up hitting it off. While I was in the academy, we were dating. He is a North Andover firefighter. At my police graduation, he pinned me, and then I would see him on calls sometimes, and we eventually moved in with each other. We got engaged. We had a baby.
And what was the
That's
baby's
the
name?
Cliff
What's
Notes.
the baby's name?
My son's name is Caden.
How old is he today?
He's 13 months.
Oh,
And Justin Elaine is the father?
He is.
What happened on June 30th of 2025?
On June 30th of 2025, I woke up in the morning.
Let me be more specific. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Did he take any actions relative to you in terms of your relationship that day?
Yes.
And what did he do?
He obtained a restraining order against me.
Is it fair to say that he? broke
She's
up
a little
with you via
nervous.
restraining order?
Yes. I did not speak to him. I realized our relationship was over when a restraining order was handed to me.
wow.
So let's rewind the events of that.
What a
day.
coward he is.
So that morning, were you home?
I was.
Who was home?
So my sister slept over the night previous, so June 29th to June 30th. So she was over in the morning.
Maddie.
That's Madison, yes. I was with my son. I had work at 1 p.m. I had to go to CPR training at 1 p.m.
Now, have you been out of work for a while?
I was, yes.
And when did you first go out of work?
I worked up until I gave birth. Caden came 5 weeks early, so I wasn't expecting it. So I went out basically the day I gave birth to him.
And his birthday is what?
February 16th, 2025.
Aquarius. Little Aquarius boy.
When you were seeking to go back to work, did you get cleared to go back to work in June of 2025?
Yes,
Did that entail going through certain trainings and getting reviewed and stuff?
it did.
What was the event on the 30th that you had to do to finish that off?
I had CPR training at 1 p.m. on the 30th
Okay.
scheduled.
Was that your last thing you had to kind of go through?
That was it. Yep.
Were you seeking to see Justin Elaine that day?
Yes, we had spoken through text and on the phone in the morning. I was asking if he would come home because he hadn't been home in days to be with Caden while I went to work. And his response basically was, I can pick him up and watch him. And I said, you're not a babysitter. So there was a bit of argument about that.
Text argument.
Yeah, it was like, you're his dad. You're not a babysitter. You can come home. I don't understand picking him up and watching him. That was very odd for me to hear as his
She had
father.
no idea.
Moms don't like when dads say they're going to babysit their own kid, right?
Yes, like you're your dad.
And
Do your fucking job.
at some point, just to kind of cut to the chase on that, you made a plan to meet up in North Andover?
Yeah, there was a lot of texting back and forth. He originally said yes, and then he said no, and then he said, I'll meet you tomorrow. And I said, you have work tomorrow. That doesn't make any sense. He worked a 24-hour overnight shift. So
Is there something about gas money as well?
yeah, he said that he couldn't drive from Stowe, Massachusetts to North Andover because he had no gas in his truck. And I just was trying to get him to meet me. I'm like, we need to figure this out. I go to work in a couple hours. Like, we need to figure this out. He called me while I was driving to work and said, I'm on my way to North Andover.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Let me just rewind you a little bit.
All right.
So there's some texting about this, right?
Yes.
And the texting that you have and that's been kind of passed around in the case, it doesn't end up with, okay, I'll come and meet you at the North Andover Common, right?
No.
So was that arrangement made outside of those texts?
Yes.
On the
Like
phone.
looking back now, I think it was strategic, but
All right, well, just, I don't want to
that's just my opinion.
yeah, I don't want to ask for your opinion
Okay,
on it. I
sorry.
just want to, factually, I'd like to ask you, were there a couple calls back and forth that kind of
Yes.
set that up once and for all?
Yes, he called me on my way to work. I decided I'm gonna bring my son with me, which wasn't a big deal. But when I was on my way, he called
Well,
me.
hold on a second, just to be, yeah,
I just need to confer with court staff. Mr. Maureen, can you turn the?
Ah. Ugh. Sorry, guys. That's the worst. Uh-oh, what's happening? Is something happening in the courtroom?
Of course, yes.
Sidebar. Oh yeah, no, please do the static again. It's great. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit here. Everyone's on their way back.
And I'll come back in a couple of minutes. All right.
Recess. Why? What's happening? Okay, skip ahead.
We're back on record on the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter. All counsel in this
Okay.
matter are present.
And Ms. Fitzsimmons, could you retake the stand? Thank you. Take your time.
Oh, ladies in the gallery whispering to each other. I love it.
Just again, pull yourself up to that mic.
Yep.
Then make yourself comfortable.
Why is the volume low again?
Yes.
Thank you. So, Ms. Fitzsimmons, the last discussion we were having was that you were arranging to meet Mr. Elaine at the North Andover Common, is that right?
Yes.
And did he call you about it when you were on your way to CPR training?
There we
He
go.
called me. I think I was putting Caden in his car seat. I missed it. And when I got on the road, I called him back.
And what was the conversation about meeting up?
It was quick. It was, Kelsey, I'm on my way to North Andover right now. My mom just gave me gas money. I'll meet you at the Common at 2. And I said, okay, I love you, bye. And the phone call had already hung up.
And after that, you went to work
Douchebag.
I went to work
with Caden.
with Caden.
And what was the schedule? What was on the schedule for today, for that day at work?
It was a 1-hour CPR training. So it was going to go to about 2 p.m.
So it was 1 to 2?
Yes.
Did you get there on time?
I think I got there a couple minutes early.
What was the layout when you got there? Who was there? Where'd you go? What was the general kind of mood of you going there?
So I knew it was going to be held in the community room. I was told prior that's where it was going to be held. So right when you walk through the officer's entrance of the police department, the community room is the first door on your right. So I just entered right through there.
And you had your baby?
I did.
And it's fair to say this isn't a visit to the police department where you're in full uniform or anything, right?
No, I was in a t-shirt.
And that's because you're going to be training, working on, those rubber dummies that you
Mannequin, yeah.
Rubber
train for
dummies.
CPR with, right?
Yes.
Who met you when you got to the police department? Who was there?
Detective Gordon was conducting the training.
I'm sorry, did you say Gordon with a G?
Gordon, yeah, Gordon.
And you saw him?
Yes, he was conducting the CPR training.
Did you see any other friend and colleague officers around that time period?
I saw Lieutenant Domenico as well.
And did you have a chat with him?
We didn't really talk because I was in the middle of the training. It was just we waved to each other
Mm.
when he was walking out of the door.
What happened with Caden while you were doing the training?
I asked Detective Gordon if he wanted to hold him because I figured he hasn't held a baby in a long time. So it's kind of funny seeing guys that haven't held a baby in a long time and they're like, but
Did he hold the
he
baby?
did, yeah,
And it's
She's funny.
is he someone that you trust to hold your baby?
absolutely, yes.
Do you let just anybody hold your baby?
No, Detective Gordon was my drill instructor for my 6-month police academy. So I knew him more because of that. I saw him every day for 6 months.
Trusted him?
Yeah.
And how did the training go?
It went fine, normal, passed.
How did that, how long did it take?
It takes about an hour.
What time did you finish?
I think it was around 2 p.m.
Who else did you see while you were at the station?
Just Lieutenant Domenico, I had texted, I was supposed to pick up my radio from an administration office upstairs. And I had texted the person that was giving me the radio and said, I'm just going to grab it tomorrow because I was like more focused on go to the park. So I was like, I can just drive to the station tomorrow and grab my radio.
Were you, quote unquote, on the schedule?
Yes.
Start soon?
Yes.
And what was the schedule when you were going to start?
I was going on to the day shift, which is 8 to 4 p.m. And I was supposed to start on July 4th.
You left the police station at about what time?
Detective Gordon walked me to my car. I probably pulled out around 2:05.
Where'd you go?
I drove down Osgood Street to the Common.
Who's this guy, Hunter Hassam?
That was one of Justin and I's mutual friends that lives in the town of North Andover.
Did you go by his house?
Yes, so the only logical way to get to the Common from the police station is to take Osgood Street, which is what I did, and he lives on that street. So I had to drive by his house when I was on my way to the Common.
Did you see anything at his house that surprised you?
Yes.
What did you see?
When I drove by, I saw Justin's truck, and at first I thought nothing of it. I thought maybe he got into town before I got out of training and stopped in, like that would be normal. But then I started noticing other cars I recognized there as well. And
Whose cars were those?
I saw my maid of honor's car, Katrina Caruso. I also saw people standing outside near his pool. I know I saw his sister, Courtney, Justin's sister, and I know I saw Michelle Mitchell, which was another one of my bridesmaids. So I was like, what is going on right now?
This meeting was not something that you knew about?
No, I was supposed to be meeting Justin, and Justin was at our mutual friend's house with people, and I just was so thrown off. I was confused.
Did you actually see Justin as part of those people you saw around his pool?
I drove by quick. I saw a group of people. I recognized the trucks and the people I did definitively see, yes. I know Justin was there.
From the truck?
Yeah, from his truck.
Okay. So in terms of your confusion, are you wondering if he's there or if he got a ride to the Common or something like that? Why did you just stop there and say, hey, what are you doing?
Well, because I was just driving by, and then I was like, well, that was weird. So I tried calling Justin, and then that's when it just communication stopped. No more. He was not answering my texts. He was not answering any more phone calls. I even went as far to text his friend Hunter and say, what is going on right now? And am I allowed to say what Hunter said back to me?
So did he respond to you?
He did, yes.
Did it affect your state of mind about what was going on?
No, it confused me even more because he said, "Oh, everyone's just meeting up for people who forgot things at the house from the bachelorette party that happened a couple of days prior." He said everyone was meeting there to pick up things that they forgot. I was like, meeting in North Andover, and I was trying to make sense of it, and I was like,
Did that add to your confusion?
yeah, because I was like, this person
Sorry.
lives.
John, do you have a question?
I just, so who said this and how? I didn't catch.
So I had texted when Justin had stopped answering me.
Yeah.
I texted his friend whose house he was at, and I knew
Her
he was
friends
there
are
'cause I
awful.
Had to drive by from.
This is Hunter.
This is
Okay,
Hunter.
all right,
Yes.
Now I get it.
Okay. Yes. So I texted.
She's like,
Hunter,
okay, let me get back to my
and he
story.
told me everybody was meeting there to get things that they left at the bachelorette party, and it's like that's in my mind that made me even more confused. It didn't make sense because everybody lives here, there. Why meet in North Andover?
Let me stop you right there. So as a result of that kind of adding to your mindset, sounds like adding to your confusion, right?
Confusion. Yes.
Did you stick to the plan to go meet him at the Common, or did you divert somewhere else?
No, I went to the Common.
And you got there what time?
It was probably like 2:10.
And did you wait there with Kaden?
I did.
And approximately how long did you wait, if you can remember?
It was at least an hour. It could have been more.
Did you ever show up?
He never showed up.
What time did you make a decision to get out of there at some point?
Yeah, well, I was receiving other phone calls, which were adding to my confusion.
Not what was said, but from whom?
They were from Michelle.
And she was the woman who testified here yesterday, right?
Yes.
And she indicated that she was trying to meet up with you, and you were
To get coffee.
and you were trying to focus on
I said,
meeting with Justin.
trying to meet Justin.
Okay.
Like, I love you. I'll call you later. Trying to meet my fiance at the park.
To Michelle, you said that.
Yes.
Did you
Shitty friends.
go home after that?
Yes.
What time did you go home?
It was at least an hour after 2 p.m. So sometime around maybe 3:30, because I know I was waiting a while at the park. Caden's bottle had run out of milk, so or formula, I had to go home.
Now, as you sat here for the last couple of days, you've heard a lot of business about where you parked your car. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So you didn't park in your driveway, right?
No.
And you
Oh,
parked.
good. We're gonna
adjacent
get
a
to the bottom
school
of
at
this.
125 Phillips Brooks Road, right?
My neighbor to my right, his
And
school.
I should say for the record, your home is 125 Phillips Brooks
That's
Road,
my home.
single family house in North Andover, right next to what school?
The Atkinson Elementary School.
And there's a big parking lot next to your fence line.
Yes.
And when you came back from the Common, you parked in there.
Yes.
Why did you park in there?
Because I didn't know what was going on. I knew something was going on. I first have my fiance just not showing up to meet me and not talking to me anymore. And then somebody that doesn't know I saw them trying to call me, and they're trying to meet up with me. I'm trying to meet up with Justin. And a bunch of other people were there. That didn't make sense.
She's paranoid.
And
Makes
I
sense.
thought they were going to come to my house or something. So I didn't want anyone to know I was home. So I just parked at the school.
Smart.
Did this have anything to do with the North Andover Police Department?
Had nothing to do with the North Andover Police Department.
Except for all the people
So
that
you
were
parked at
stalking
school,
her.
And as a young new mom, you probably had a lot of stuff you had to carry.
I had his diaper bag. I had him in his little carrier. And I think I had my phone in my hand and my house keys.
And you walked around and you went to your door.
Yeah, it was genuinely a 60-second walk to my car to my house.
Sure.
From my car to my house.
And you went into that porch door that we've seen on the video. here
Yeah,
and
my
there, right?
front door, it leads to a porch.
And then you got up on the porch and make a left into another door into the house, right?
Yep.
What happened when you first got home? What did you do?
I made Gaten a bottle. I called my mom. I asked my mom if she would come over because it was like,
Freaking out.
What do I do? Like, what's going on?
So you wanted some
Yeah.
support from mom.
Yes, and like
Yes.
advice. My mom's my best friend. I knew she'd come over and maybe like have a
To get
different.
us out.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'll withdraw that. Judge.
Leading.
What was your?
Mr. Bradl, I'm sorry. I assume the objection is for leading.
Repeatedly, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If you could just stay away from leading, thank you.
What was your state of mind about having mom come over?
I was sad. I was really confused, and I wanted her advice.
How far away does your mother live?
She lives in Methuen, so it was about, her house is about 7 to 8 minutes away, but I think she was on her way home from work at the time, and she has to drive right by my house, or my old house.
How was Caden at the Common and getting home? How was he behaving in terms of fussiness, or was okay, or sleeping, or quiet, or what?
I
agree,
ran out
Courtney
of
writes books.
his bottle while at the Common. I thought I'd brought enough. I think if our plans played out, I would have had enough for taking a walk in the Common, but because I was waiting for so long, I ran out of his bottle and he started crying. I drove right home.
And then at home, you made another bottle and started to give him the bottle.
Yes, feed him.
Okay. What time did your mother get there? Approximately.
Like maybe 5 to 10 minutes after I got home.
And you sat. Did you visit with your mom for a while and consult with her on the situation?
Yeah, we sat on my couch while I fed Caden. She did some, like, my house was messy, so she was just trying to pick up around the house a little bit for me. We were talking.
Okay. And did she leave at some point?
She did.
When was that?
Probably had her over for about an hour. Maybe like 5 o'clock she left.
Was her car in the driveway?
Hers was, yes.
And obviously she got in the car and left in her car.
Yeah, I told her that I was going to be packing and probably going camping with my son, which is normal for me. My family owns land. We call it our happy place. I've been going there since I was a baby. So I was going to go there to clear my mind since Justin wasn't going to meet up with me. I just figured I don't have work till the 4th. So that's what I'm going to do. And
The idea of sitting around.
just, I just didn't.
No, I'm
Oh, sorry.
Sustained.
Oh.
So next question.
Why did you want to go up to the land?
To clear my mind. I've brought Kate in there 2 times before, and like, for a 4-month-old baby, he crushed it up there. He loved it.
Aw.
So I just thought, I texted Justin, I'm going to my land. He knows what that is. He proposed to me there. He knows I call it my happy place, and
Wow.
I told him I'll send you pictures when I get service, and I love you because there's not good service up there. And that was the last thing I ever said to Justin.
When your mom pulled out of the driveway, did you get a visit from the North Andover police?
I heard someone knocking on my front door when I walked up to the porch.
How long after your mom left did the police knock on your door?
I know now approximately 3 minutes.
And what were you
They were
able to
just
do to
waiting for
figure
her
it
to
out
leave.
Pretty well.
My home has a lot of surveillance. My dad owns a security company, so my home had a lot of surveillance outside. So I was just curious, like, how long was it after my mom left that the police came? And I believe it was about 3 minutes approximately.
Can you use the video system to refresh yourself on time intervals and such?
Yeah, yes.
And while we're on that topic, are there timestamps on the clips from your house?
Yes.
And do you have any knowledge of the accuracy of those timestamps?
At some point, one of the daylight savings happened, so my cameras were 1 hour off.
And how off? Like which way off were they?
Like if it said it was 5 o'clock, it was actually 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it's an hour ahead.
Okay.
So,
Hour ahead.
All right. So in terms of any clips that come from your house, does the timestamp show hour ahead?
Yes.
So are you referring to what's in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, all of those video clips?
Yes, Your Honor. So just want to make sure, did we say that right? That the clips are an hour ahead, or is the actual clip an hour behind?
I have to think about this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We can come back to it later. I do that all the time. That's okay. How long after your mother left did you hear a knock on the door?
Like 3 to 5 minutes.
Where were you when you heard the knock?
I was sitting on the couch feeding Kaden in my living room.
What did you do when you heard the knock?
I put the bottle on the coffee table. I got up with Kaden in my arms and I opened up the door.
You walked out on the porch and
I walked out on the porch. So there's like 2 doors. My front door leads to a porched in area. Walked out onto the porch and opened up the front door for 3 police officers.
And who were they?
It was Lieutenant Daly, Officer Noonan, and Officer Houston.
And Lieutenant, let's just go through each of them real quick for a second.
Okay.
Lieutenant Daly, you talked about in terms of training and hiring and all that, right?
Yes.
And what about Officer Noonan? What was your relationship at the time with Officer Noonan?
He had transferred after I had already started. We were on the same shift for a brief time. On one of our shifts, there was a really horrible call.
So we'll get to that, but just
Okay.
generally in terms of your relationship.
That's just like how our relationship kind of even started. That's why I brought it up. That's how we became like texting each other and kind of more than just like, you're just my coworker and I never talked to you, to we've had conversations and talked about personal things.
Did you think well of him?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, did he think well of you?
I think so.
So now you
Yeah,
mentioned
he thought you were a
particular
whack job.
call,
Yes.
And just so we don't have to dwell all over it, it's a call that involves a murder, suicide, and the murder victim is a young baby, right?
Yes.
And when was that call?
It was in August of 2024.
Was
awful.
that response just you and him?
I believe I was the first officer in with Officer Cuevas, and like then Officer Noonan came. It was like pretty much when something like that comes over the radio, everybody starts heading there. The call was in my sector, so the sector I was assigned to that night. So I was the closest with Officer Cuevas. So we walked in together.
And just to encapsulate it, the call involved administering first aid and it was a difficult call.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the source of when you sort of broke the ice with Officer Noonan?
Yeah, we stood outside of the scene for a long time, all of us, everybody who was on that call, and we talked, and then the chief had asked us to, we were like out of commission for the night. Other officers came in and filled in for us, and we had like a meeting debrief in the chief's office. He had pizza delivered.
Okay. And just in general, fast forwarding all the way to June 30th of 25, did you ever have any problems or issues with Officer Noonan?
No.
Did he ever, to your knowledge, did he ever have any problems or issues with you?
No.
So there's Noonan. And then who's the third officer there?
Officer Houston.
Houston.
And we saw him testify here as well yesterday, right?
Yes.
And what was your relationship with Officer Noonan?
Noonan or Houston?
I'm sorry, Houston, thank you.
Good
I was
job,
closer
Kelsey.
with Houston. Probably out of the three of the people that were at my house that day, Houston and I were friends. He came to my engagement party. He was invited to my wedding. We have the same type of dog. I think they've met before. The dogs, I mean. Yeah.
He was a work
He
friend.
was a work
outside
friend. Yeah.
I love that
So basically
everybody
come to the door.
has
What are the
family
circumstances of how they
dogs
come in the
in
house?
this
Did you let
case.
them in, or how did that happen?
I opened the door and Lieutenant Daly immediately put his foot on my front porch, and we didn't just come in, and I was like, okay, all right. I think when I opened the door, Lieutenant Daly put his foot into my porch, and they just said, we need to come in, and I said, okay.
And then did you turn around and you and Katie walked back in the house and they followed you?
Yes.
So what happened when the four of you, five of you, got into the living room area?
They asked me, Lieutenant Daly asked me to put Caden down in his car seat. They referred to it as like a rocker does rock, but it was his car seat. And I was in the middle of feeding him. So when I put him down, he was obviously crying. And I was like, whatever this is, I'm going to hold my son.
Poor baby.
Because they had a folder. I knew they were going to give me something. Wasn't,
At that moment,
yeah.
did you have any idea what was going on?
No, I knew, like, obviously I knew something was going on. Police are in my house, my coworkers, but when they told me to put Caden down, I was like a little hesitant because I'm in the middle of feeding him. And then I listened, I put him down and he started crying. And I was like, no, I'm going to hold my son, whatever this is. Like, I'm going to feed my baby and read it. So I picked Caden back up and I had him on my lap while I opened the envelope. And that's when Lieutenant Daly said, Justin filed a restraining order against you.
Jesus.
So you're trying to read it and he's talking to you and the baby's crying?
Nope, baby
you
isn't
feeding
crying
him?
anymore. I picked him up and I'm feeding him.
What did Daly say to you about the situation?
I asked a lot of questions like why. I was supposed to meet him at the park like a couple hours ago. I'm confused. He said he didn't know anything. And I said, do you have the affidavit so I can read what I'm being accused of? And they didn't.
Good job,
And they said they
Kelsey.
didn't know the details. And he said that Caden was on it as well. And
Did that affect your state of mind?
yes,
How so?
Oh,
I knew in that moment I was going to have to hand my 4-month-old to a police officer to be brought out of my house.
fucked up.
How did that make you feel?
I don't know if there's a word. Sad.
Were you able to have a minute or two to kind of comprehend it, or did something else immediately happen?
I comprehended it. I was asked to pack a bag for Caden for about 2 weeks.
Who asked you that?
Lieutenant Daly said that the court date was in 14 days. So we said, pack enough for 2 weeks. And
He said that to you?
yes,
So you didn't take it upon yourself to want to do that?
No, they told me that I needed to pack a bag for Caden because he was going to go be with Justin for at least the 2 weeks till the next court date.
Fucking stupid.
Who was there when that was, when that came up?
That was when the three of them we were all in my living room.
Did Houston or Noonan say anything at this point?
No, I knew if I put Caden back in his car seat, he was going to cry. He loves being held.
So the plan at that point was to go get some stuff?
Yes.
Oh.
So you had to put Caden somewhere.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I handed Caden to Officer Noonan.
Why'd you give him to Officer Noonan?
I could say I trusted all of them. But I knew Officer Noonan I know Officer Houston has no kids, and I knew Daly seemed like preoccupied, and I knew Noonan had kids. So I guess that's probably what went through my mind, but it really wasn't that much of a thought. I just knew I had to have someone hold him because I didn't want him screaming in his car seat on the ground.
Was he someone that you trusted to do that?
Yes.
What happened when you handed your baby to Officer Noonan?
He took Aiden from my arms.
And what about the bottle?
He took the bottle as well.
And what did he do with respect to the bottle and Caden?
He was trying to feed him.
This is awful.
Did Officer Noonan exhibit any resistance or discomfort or anything with respect to holding the baby?
No, I think he said like, "Oh, I haven't done this in a while," like something like that.
What was your intention at that point to do?
I had to pack his bags.
And are you, as you're starting to go figure that out in terms of luggage, what do you need, where's he going, etc., are you having kind of an unfolding thought process, if you will? I'm just asking her what she's thinking, Your Honor. I mean, what are you thinking?
So I grabbed one of my duffel bags, and I first went in the kitchen, and as I was putting the bottles in the bag, it was just kind of like all setting in exactly what was happening, and there was just so many unknowns. And as I was packing things, I was like, okay, Justin just broke up with me via restraining order. We have a wedding in 4 months. Caden is not going to be with me for 2 weeks. That's an eternity for a mom, any mom. And everyone was just brushing over the fact that it was 2 weeks. And I was like, 2 weeks without Caden? And I just kept, in my mind was just going fast. Like, I can't work overtime because I have a son now. I can't afford my home by myself without overtime. It was just, I lost everything. Even my doggy was on the restraining order. Maverick, my dog Maverick.
What?
Was on the restraining order.
Oh,
So,
fuck that.
My
Was
son,
it your dog or
he was
Justin's dog?
my dog.
Maverick.
So I saw my baby go, my fiance, my dog, my house.
Oh.
And I knew that was going to be my job too.
Ugh.
Because whatever I was accused of wasn't good. If at
This
restraining
is
order.
so fucked up.
And you
So
didn't have
fucked up.
Where did you go after you went to the kitchen with the duffel bag and the bottles?
Maverick.
I went all around the house because his diapers were in one room on shelves. His bottles and formula were in the kitchen. His toys were in the living room. And his books and stuff were upstairs with his clothes.
Tell us what you did on the first floor before you got upstairs. What was
On the
what was the packing there?
On the first floor was bottles and formula. And he was just getting introduced to like purees. And I had just ordered purees from Target, so I packed all those too. Then I went into I went into it was like our exercise room.
Thanks, big
had
head.
Shelving on the wall, and there was just like a ton of boxes of diapers. I just put those aside and was like, 2 weeks, a lot of diapers, so keep the boxes. And then I went upstairs.
All right, before you got upstairs, part of the order was that you had to give up your firearms, right?
Yes,
Did you say anything to the officers about the location of your firearms?
yes, I did.
What did you say?
I told them that they were in the basement.
Was that true?
No,
Why did you tell them that?
because I didn't want them to take them away.
Why not?
Because I wanted to be alone with my firearm and take my life.
When did you make
There
that
it
decision?
is.
I made that decision as I realized I had just lost everything in a 15-second conversation with my coworker.
Where were your firearms?
They were upstairs in a green safe
In your bedroom?
in my bedroom.
Can we close the window, please? This is ridiculous. Close the window, guys. Come on.
So you went upstairs, you mentioned?
Yes.
Bunch of fucking
What was your state of mind
landscapers
at
screaming
that
out
point,
back.
Whether or not Justin was coming over or not.
I didn't think Justin was coming over. I knew that Caden was going to Justin. I would never think Justin was coming over.
Why
Yeah,
not?
why would you?
That's just not like normal practice to put
Thank
a
you.
plaintiff and defendant in the same room intentionally. Usually you're
Thank
doing
you.
the opposite as police officers. So I didn't think Caden, Justin was in the house.
The opposite being what? What's the opposite of what they did here?
They let Justin in my house.
So what's the normal procedure?
Normal procedure is to separate people. It's like the first thing you do.
Yep.
Any call where there's any sort of argument, you separate.
Now, you've served restraining orders, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Is there a provision in those orders for accessing property?
I don't know about specific provisions. I can tell you like what I've done before on a call where there was a restraining order involved. I don't know if it's a provision or not though.
Okay, we'll move on from there.
Okay.
So you were going to go upstairs
Yes.
and you had made that awful decision already?
Yes.
What was your state of mind about whether or not you wanted to involve any police officers in it?
I didn't want to involve anybody. I was trying to get everybody away from me.
Why didn't you want to involve any police officers in that? These police officers in particular?
I wanted to be alone so I could kill myself. I decided that I was going to take my own life. I didn't want to involve anybody else in that. I'll just.
Did you go upstairs back and forth a couple times, or did you just go up there once?
I think I went up I think I went up at least twice. The second time I went up, I was up there for a
Camera.
while.
Do you remember who
I don't know why the
accompanied you
camera's shaking.
each of these
That's
trips?
It was
inside the
Officer
courtroom.
Houston and Officer Noonan.
Was that the first time or the second time?
That was the second time.
And was there a visit upstairs before that? Houston and Noonan visit?
Yeah, I was trying to hand them things so they would go away.
Where did that happen?
That happened upstairs. So I was first in the room. You walk up, there's a landing. The room on the left is Caden's room. I went in there first and I put books in a car seat because Justin's truck didn't have the car seat. And I handed it, I don't even know who I handed it to one of them. And I said, can you bring this downstairs?
What was what happened after you said that?
Somebody brought it downstairs and then they came back up.
So you struck out in terms of what you testified to earlier.
Yeah, I just kept trying to hand them things to make them go away.
Same, Courtney. We're glad
Meaning-
she's still
what do you mean
here.
Make them go away. Be more specific if you can.
Like,
What was the plan?
I knew if I pulled out my firearm in front of a police officer, I would get shot. That was not my intention, and that's not what I did. I was trying to get them away from me, so that didn't happen. So they weren't put in that position because I'm not dumb. I was a police officer. If someone takes out a gun in front of you, yes, that's a threat. Yes, that's somebody that you probably feel threatened from.
So, but if you want to kill yourself, why not just let it happen that way?
That's selfish. I
Ooh,
would
good
never do
answer.
that. Even looking back now, like reflecting for 9 months, I think my decision to do it to myself was selfish to everybody who loves me. So I'll just leave it at that. I wanted to kill myself, me
In
and
that
my gun,
moment.
no one else involved.
How many different times did you try to have the officers transport some stuff downstairs?
Several.
At some point, did Officer Houston leave the second floor?
Yes.
And that left who up there?
Officer Noonan.
So upstairs it was Officer Noonan and yourself.
Yes.
This
At some
takes an
point, did you go
amazing
across that
amount of
landing to their room?
courage,
Yes.
Chris.
Tell us about that.
I was on the floor packing more clothes in the duffel bag.
In which room?
My bedroom.
Okay,
We
hold on,
walk up
hold on.
the stairs to the right.
Okay, so you finish up in the other room and you go to
She
your
wants to
yes.
tell her story.
Tell us the circumstances of where do you go, where does Noonan go when you go into your bedroom?
So nobody came into my bedroom with me. I was asked, I can't even say who exactly, like I don't know if Officer Houston had come back up at the time, but somebody asked me, who is that downstairs? And I said, I have no idea. And
Let me ask you a little bit about that. What was your state of mind about you being asked that? What were you thinking about?
I was like, I don't know.
Did you hear anybody come in?
No, but they did. Because they were on the landing, they would be able to. I was like more into my bedroom than them. So I was like, I have no idea who's here. Shouldn't you guys know?
What happened next?
Officer Houston walks down the stairs first. Officer Noonan followed him down several steps.
She's very firm on that. That
That give you a chance
contradicts
to
what
do anything?
Noonan said.
That was, I knew, my only chance to be alone with my firearm.
Show you Exhibit 51. What's shown in Exhibit 51?
That's my bedroom. That's the room on the top of the landing to the right.
Where's the photographer standing in this picture?
He's standing in the doorway.
When you went to go get that firearm, was there anyone in your view in that landing?
No.
Is this after you saw Noonan depart?
Yes, his back was turned towards me. He was following Officer Houston downstairs.
Did he stay that way, or did he disappear from that scene?
Well, he must have turned around at some point and walked back up the stairs because,
You know how when you're near somebody that's going up and downstairs, you can hear going up and downstairs. Did you hear any particular number of
no,
steps?
I'm certain I heard him and saw him walk down several steps.
And how did that affect your state of mind at that very instant?
I knew that was my moment.
To do what?
Kill myself.
Oof.
What did you do?
So that shoebox was not on top of the green safe.
At the time?
Oh.
At the time, yeah, there was nothing on top of the safe.
All right. And you're referring, for
Oh.
the record, there's an orange lined box in the picture?
Yeah, it looks like.
Is that what you're talking about?
It looks like a shoebox. Yeah. Yes.
Mr. Bradl, just give me a moment to catch up.
Sure, absolutely.
Are we saying that they planted it? Because how it would be difficult for
Sir, did you
her.
say that box was
Hold
not
on, hold on.
what
Yeah,
did you say
she
about that
did
box?
say that,
That box
Judge.
was
Okay, hold on. The guns, as far as I understand it, are inside that green box that's underneath the pinkish orangish box that we keep seeing. Noonan is trying to make it out that the gun was actually in that pink box, which would have made it much easier for her to get to, quicker for her to, take a shot, rack, do all the things that she needed to do while she was on her knees. But Kelsey is saying that she was able to open the green box and pull one of her guns out, if I understand it correctly. And she did that while Noonan's back was turned and he was heading down the stairs. Is that what you all are hearing too? Am I crazy?
not there. The top of that chest, I'm calling it a safe. It's a chest that locks. That's where I kept my firearms. The top of it, nothing was on it. So whatever was placed there after, that was not there before.
They planted it.
Yes. What about the chair? Is that how the chair was?
The chair was turned the other way because that was the chair I would rocket in. That was not facing that way. The back of the chair was up against the wall, I guess.
So
Holy
kinda like as
cannoli.
you'd expect it to be in the room. facing
Yeah, I would
the
need to pivot like this to be right. So it was probably moved. My room is small.
And to get at your guns in there, you kind of have to flip up the top of that chest.
Yes.
Where you?
But wait.
Where was your focus in terms of?
But the guy who just testified, the last witness from the Massachusetts State Police, who was talking about the search warrant, and then I feel like the ballistics guy, we're going to have to go back and look because do we remember, chat, do you remember, did the ballistics guy say, because there were two guns in the green chest. We're going to have to go back and listen to it. I'm confused. What I'm trying to figure out is, I don't know what I'm trying to figure out. Sorry. You guys, I think you understand what I'm saying. There are two guns in that chest. I feel like the Massachusetts State trooper that was the last witness for the prosecution said something like they didn't collect those two guns. And if that's the case, one of those guns would have been her service revolver, which is the gun she shot, is what she's saying. So that's what we need to figure out.
The firearm, the chest, whether Noonan's coming back, where are you focused?
I was just like, hurry up before somebody comes back.
And what did you do?
I grabbed the gun out of the chest. I put it up to my chest here.
So what was going on with?
Oh, she
you
put it up
putting
to her
your What was
chest?
that all about? What do you mean when you say you put it up to?
Like I
You
just
made a motion to your stomach area, right?
Yeah, like I just grabbed it quickly. I bent over, grabbed it, put it here, took 2 steps backwards. And I don't want to make the motion of what I did because it's
You
just
say what you
horrible. But I put the gun up to my head,
Which hand? did
my
you-
my right hand,
And where on your head did you put it? Just can you just describe it?
Right hand.
my temple.
Right hand is important.
Was Noonan in the door frame by now?
Not yet. He had just walked in, like when I pulled the trigger on myself. with the gun pointing towards my head.
What happened when you pulled the trigger?
Click.
He said, Kelsey, no. Kelsey, no. I pulled the trigger. I'm sorry, but I said fuck.
What happened next?
I got shot.
I'm sorry, but I said
How
fuck.
long after you said that did you get shot?
I don't even think I got to the K in the word before I was shot.
What,
That makes
that feel
sense
like?
to me.
What part?
getting shot in the chest?
Hurt.
Did the force of that bullet knock you in any particular direction?
It knocked me backwards.
Do you recall what happened with your firearm?
I got moved. It was
Well,
on.
before we, I'm sorry,
okay.
better question. I'll ask you a better question.
Okay.
Right at that point, as you're shot and you're flying back, falling back.
It's okay, Kels. Take a big deep breath.
Can you remember what happened with your firearm?
It fell out of my hands. It was to my head and it fell out of my hand. And I fell on the ground and the firearm fell on the ground.
A couple of questions before we move on. At any point when you were doing that, when you had the firearm up to your head, was Noonan present during the time you raised the firearm to your head?
Like when I motioned up to my head with it?
Correct.
No, he was not in the room. Nobody was in the room.
When Noonan came into
It's
your
important.
view, where was the gun pointed?
The gun was pointed at my temple.
At any point, did you move the muzzle of that gun
No,
towards Noonan?
no, never.
Did you move it anywhere?
No, never,
And she pulled
Did
the
you
trigger.
ever
That's
intend to harm
terrifying.
Noonan?
never.
What did you know about Noonan's kind of personal circumstances in your time getting to know him?
He was like, I mean, so he was a cop for a long time and I was considered like a rookie. And
Okay. I just want to address something really quickly. We're going to get back to this in just a second. That was difficult to listen to. And I will say she is very firm in what she remembers. She seems very credible to me. When I'm saying the box might have been planted, what I agree with all of you who are like, well, let's not look at this with malice. That makes sense to me. But the problem here is that I think, and I'm going to overgeneralize for a second, so please don't come at me, but I think when cops are in a situation like this and they've shot somebody, their first instinct is to, and I said this the other day, to erase the guilt, erase the shame. They have to come up with a justifiable reason. If at some point that box with the pink lining got set on top of the chest and Noonan saw pictures of it, or Noonan was standing there analyzing what he had just done, and he looks down at that box and said, well, the gun must have come right out of that little box because, it would have been the quickest way for her to get the gun into her hands, not wait for him to go down the stairs, lift up the chest, reach in and grab, and then put the chest back down. And actually the prosecution showing photos of that green chest with the guns in it really kind of supports Kelsey's story. So it may not have been with malice, but I think it's their first instinct. And by there, I mean cops. I think it's their first instinct to make to justify the shooting in their brain so that they don't have to deal with the guilt of what they've done. I think that's a kind of normal reaction. But when you're doing that, you are creating a new narrative because you're in shock and you're trying to remember what happened, and it happened so fast, and he's saying 4 seconds, and now he's shot another officer and she's laying on the ground, and he's going to have to, he knows in that moment, he's going to have to explain his actions to superior officers and to, other law enforcement. His immediate reaction, I am assuming, is one of guilt, and then one of, I was justified in doing this, and this is why. That's my opinion. The box could have been moved there. Obviously, Kelsey is saying the box wasn't there. So regardless of whether someone did it on purpose, I mean, who knows? Noonan could have just been like, if I put this box here, it'll be easier for everyone to understand this is where the gun came from. But who knows?
like after I had like a few really bad calls in a row and everybody kind of knew it, and the senior guys would like check in on me and give me advice, and he was one of those people, and he told me his own personal experience with like calls and how to handle them when they're bad.
So what was his family situation?
I've met his wife. I knew he had a son just by like talking.
Did you want to involve him in your tragedy.
I didn't want to involve anybody. I wanted to take my own life. I never pointed the gun at a fellow police officer. It never happened.
She wouldn't do that. I believe she wouldn't
When
do
you went
that.
onto the ground, what did Noonan do after he shot you?
I thought he walked away, and Lieutenant Daly came over to me, and then I think Noonan walked back over to me, and like I couldn't say anything really, but I couldn't breathe, and I think I was just like, why did you do that? Like it hurts, and then I just wasn't
Say
even.
that?
I said why, like why, and he was holding my hand. Officer Noonan was holding my hand, and I said why. I was so confused.
Mm.
Why?
Where was Daly?
Daly was there.
What was he doing?
He was on the radio. I don't know what he said exactly on the radio. I'm assuming like
So you get shot, and you got shot in the chest, right?
Yeah.
Lower chest. Well, after being shot, what was your how did that affect your ability? I sound like a lawyer, but how did that affect your ability to perceive things, recollect things?
I went into like a huge adrenaline shock. It didn't feel like normal pain. It almost felt like absent pain, but it felt like my entire body was burning, and I was completely alert, completely awake the whole time. I was speaking as much as I could. My lung was punctured, so that's why I was having trouble breathing. But other than that, I was very alert and aware of my surroundings.
Where were you laying in the room?
I was laying between my bed and the wall where the air conditioner is.
Were your legs parallel to the foot of the bed or somewhere else?
I think so. Yeah, I think that they were.
Were you bleeding?
Yes.
Is that the way you wanted this to happen?
No.
No. Nope.
What do you remember next?
The fire department got there fast. It felt really
Good
fast.
thing it wasn't Justin.
They put me in like a bag,
Like a sack.
and like they were all tall guys, and I knew that my ceiling, you would bump your head if you're over like 5'10". So when they were carrying me down, I said, "Watch your heads." And they brought me outside, and I think when I was still in my house, one of the firefighters was trying to put oxygen on my face, and I was taking it off and just saying, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die.
Did you make any apologies at any point?
I think I said, "I'm sorry, I tried to kill myself, I want to die." Like I just didn't understand what just, like, I don't know what just happened. I tried to shoot myself, and then I got shot in the chest. Like nothing really made, like I was just in total disbelief and shock.
Did you, at any point before you got taken out of there, did you hear Noonan saying anything about what happened?
No.
Did you see Houston yet?
Houston, yes, he came in, and I think he put like medical like gauze on the wound. Somebody did. He had the medical bag. I remember that.
Were you able to sort of perceive the first aid techniques they were administering to you?
No, I wasn't paying attention to it. I was like trying to focus on breathing because it felt like I was choking. It felt like I was drowning.
So they bring you downstairs, and at what point in the trip downstairs and out of the house were you trying to take off the mask?
I think the whole time. And when I was in the ambulance, I said to everybody, "I'm a fucking idiot. I just tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. I'm a fucking idiot."
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Everybody. I said that to the hospital staff. I said that to all the firefighters. I probably said that when I was laying on the ground. Those were the words I just kept repeating.
What were they doing to you in the ambulance before the ambulance departed in terms of working on you?
They were working on getting a med flight. I had to get a blood transfusion. I finally agreed to keep the oxygen mask on my face, and they were doing my vitals and just trying to keep me stable before I was going to be transported to the hospital.
What hospital did you go to?
I was flown by med flight to Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston.
So by helicopter?
Yes.
And then when you were in the helicopter, was there anybody that you knew in the helicopter?
No, when I was in the ambulance, I was holding on to firefighter Smirtoni's hand.
And can you spell that for the court? It's a funny spelling. Why don't you spell that, if you can?
I don't. His first name's Kevin.
And let me take a crack at that. Is it Smirtelny?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And did he go in the helicopter?
No, he was holding my hand the whole time I was in the ambulance. And
I think I would be friends with Kelsey
comforting
if I
me,
knew her in real life.
And I asked if he could go in the helicopter. I didn't want to let go of his hand. I asked, "Can you come in the helicopter with me?" And he said, I can't, no one can.
Okay. So you get in the helicopter, you're getting transported to Mass General, is it?
Yes.
Now, was there another problem with the oxygen in the helicopter?
It either like ran out or it shut off. And when you're in a med flight, you're laying down and there's a person flying the helicopter next to you. And I just like tapped him and like gestured. I felt like I was drowning again. Felt like I was choking I couldn't get a breath. So I just like told him, like I couldn't talk, but I gestured like to the oxygen that was above me. It wasn't working. I think they had switched the tank or something or turned it back on. Something happened, but my oxygen got shut off in the helicopter and they had to fix it.
Was that indicative of maybe some kind of a change of heart about whether you wanted to die?
Yeah, I think so. It's hard to say in those exact
She
moments.
survived through so
because
much.
It took a lot of healing from the moment I decided to make a suicide attempt to now to be healed mentally. So I don't know what my exact thoughts were in that moment, but I know when I got to the hospital, I said, I'm a fucking idiot. I tried to kill myself with an unloaded gun. How could I be so stupid?
What was the length of time that you were at Mass General?
Like the length from when I was admitted to discharge, it was 53 days.
And how many operations have you had?
I've had 5.
Me too.
What were the kind of the main issues that
Objection to the relevance.
Yep. She's like, what? Why?
just the circumstances, Your Honor, of what happened to her?
Sustained.
May I have a moment, please, Your Honor?
Yes. Take your time.
Okay. I am definitely going to need a break here soon. How about y'all?
So Cross, I need to, let's take a 10-minute break, please.
All right. 10-minute recess.
Guys, I am going to also take like a 5 to 10 minute break myself just because I need to use the bathroom and I need to grab something to eat. I'm going to keep the stream going. I'm going to keep the volume up. So if it comes back on and I'm not back yet, it'll be up for you all. But we are almost caught up. And it sounds like the cross is about to happen and that I expect to be very interesting. So, yeah, that was a lot. Thank you all for your comments. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for having empathy for this woman and for understanding what she was going through. I think we haven't really heard much from her, and it is so good to get to know Kelsey Fitzsimmons finally. And I will say at this point in time, it's just my opinion. I believe her 100%. I do not believe Noonan, and I hope that the judge is where we are. So, okay, I will be back. I gotta pee. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. I really, really, really appreciate you, and this is lovely.
was muted.
No, I hit that.
Yeah. Okay. Monday and Tuesday.
Court back in session, may we see, Your Honor, we're back on record in the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter. All counsel and the defendant are present.
Okay, Ms. Fitzsimmons, you may resume the stand. I think we're ready for cross, right? Yes.
You know as your time as a police officer that domestic calls are the most dangerous. True?
Yeah, that could be true.
Could be true. Well, they're the most dangerous, right? That's where.
I go into every call thinking it could be dangerous, but I guess domestics are. If that's a fact, then yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can you just keep your voice up?
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Sure. Well, okay, we'll step back and we'll go with your point. Every call is dangerous, right?
It could be.
Sure. Well, you have to treat it that way.
Yes.
Right? Because you don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Domestic calls, like we just talked about, can be especially dangerous because you're dealing with people who are sometimes highly emotional.
Right.
Okay?
That's why you always separate when you get to a scene.
And we'll get to that, okay? And I agree with you that you need to keep people apart.
Right.
You also need to.
Excuse me one moment. Yeah, you're going to need to ask closer, cross closer to the mic. Okay. Thank you.
When you walk into a domestic situation, whether it's a
Back.
restraining order that you're serving, whether it's a call for some sort of domestic violence, right? You walk in there with a heightened sense of awareness. Is that fair to say?
As a police officer, you always have a higher sense of awareness.
Okay. But domestics are kind of a different animal sometimes, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And because emotions are involved, true?
Yes.
And sometimes the opposite of love isn't hate, it's anger, and things can go.
I think we think she's credible, Jess.
Is that fair to say?
Sure.
When you're dealing with someone who you know has a mental health past, it can be even more volatile, correct?
Volatile.
Yes.
I wouldn't use that word as it pertains to mental health, sir, respectfully.
There is as a police officer, there is a heightened sense of awareness, right? You're taking all the information in.
In every call.
What do you
yes,
think, Ruby?
yeah.
Well,
She's
domestic
pretty
violence
credible.
call in particular. You don't agree with me?
No, I do. I agree with you on every call. A heightened sense of awareness is key to being a police officer. So domestic, car accident, anything. We go to work in a bulletproof vest.
Exactly, that's my point.
Yeah, we
And
have
so
to.
When you go to a domestic call, you try to separate people, right?
Yes.
Because if they come together or you can see each other sometimes, bad things can happen. Right?
Yes.
And so when you walk into a domestic violence situation, or any situation, right? Your first order of business is to keep everybody safe. Fair to say?
Yes.
The people who called, right?
Yes.
Yourself.
Yes.
If you have a partner, your partner.
Yep. The other officers. Yep.
If there are family members there, you want to keep them safe. True?
Yes, police officer, your job is to keep everyone, including yourself, safe.
I agree, Cyber Chick. Kelsey seems like the most
Everybody.
honest witness so far.
So, and if you think there are guns in the house, that is a particularly serious concern for you also, right?
Yes.
For your safety,
Yes.
for your partner's safety,
Yes.
for the children's safety, for everybody, right?
For everybody.
And you know that, correct?
I know that.
And so you know when you walk into a scene, when you think there may be some mental health issues, that there may be some weapons, that you don't take your eyes off anybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't let someone walk into a room by themselves, right?
You shouldn't know.
You should have it. And I think with Officer Houston, you should be in their pocket, right?
I'm not familiar with that phrase. Did he say that?
You did.
Okay.
Well, if you're not familiar, you should be right near them, right?
Yes.
Because at any point, someone could grab a weapon,
Agreed, Rob.
True.
use a weapon,
True.
and especially when there's a heightened sense of volatility on some of these calls, right?
Is it just me, or does it seem like the Commonwealth is sort of making the case for the fact that the police officers should have not allowed Justin in the house and his sister in the house, and B, they should have figured out where her guns were exactly before anything else happened? The Commonwealth is not helping their case with this line of questioning, in my opinion.
Yes.
And you know that as a police officer, correct? And
Yes.
that's just kind of common sense anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
And you've been trained on that.
Yes.
And so you don't take your eyes off any of the parties, true?
True.
You don't
Yep.
leave them alone.
True.
That's what you're trained to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's pretty much common sense of what you do.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
You
that's
agree?
what you're supposed
We
to do.
do.
Now, if there is you are a police officer, so you know other divisions of the forces, correct? Like SWAT. You understand what SWAT is, right?
I was a very new police officer. I was only on for about 2 years. I'm not familiar with SWAT. I know a little bit.
Okay, so we'll talk about what you know.
Okay.
SWAT is like a special weapons tactical team. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
I know that. I don't know exactly what their job functions are or what they do.
You understand that they respond to highly volatile situations that are dangerous. True?
Yes.
If there is a weapon involved, someone's barricaded, there's an active shooter, they respond.
Yeah,
correct?
they go to everything that's bad.
Because they're highly trained to deal with those situations, true?
True.
Yep.
They're the ones who see guns all the time, see violence all the time, and have to react to a weapon, true?
True.
Because not every call involves a weapon. Some of them are, like you said, car accidents, true?
Every call is very different.
Yeah. And so, but those guys are trained and picked because they deal with that stuff well. True?
I don't know how they're picked or trained. I know nothing about their training or the process of becoming on SWAT.
Okay, so you know to call them if something happens.
That wouldn't be my job, but my supervisors. But yes, we can agree to that. Yes, they get called to bad things. I know this.
They get called bad things and have to deal with bad things.
Yes.
And you know that as a police officer, you need to qualify and get trained in order to do certain things. If you're on, like a domestic violence officer, may have to be trained in domestic violence to be in a unit like that. True?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have that on my department, but I have heard of that on other departments. Like a domestic violence detective would probably be trained more in that sense.
Right, so
Yeah.
there's sometimes specialties
Yes.
that people focus on that
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are prepared to deal with.
For sure, which is why they should have had DCF there if there was going to be an exchange where Justin obtained the child. Justin shouldn't have been there. DCF should have been there. And they should have found the guns first. Don't forget to like the video.
Better than other people, true?
Yes.
Officer Noonan was on the SWAT team, you know that, right? You know that.
I know that now.
You knew he started in Andover, that's where he began his career.
I knew he started in North Andover.
Sorry, North Andover. And then he went to Lawrence.
Yes.
And Lawrence
Lawrence.
is really a different
Beast.
atmosphere than North Andover. You agree with me there?
Yes.
North Andover.
North Andover does get the flood in of Lawrence,
Sure,
though.
there's some crossover.
Yes.
Right, but you know what that crossover is.
Yes.
True?
True.
It's not to disparage any community, right? But Lawrence has more guns than North Andover.
I think so. I don't know off personal knowledge, but I would assume.
They have more gangs.
Yes, that I do know. Yes.
They have more drugs.
Yes.
They have more violence.
Yes.
They have more need for people who can deal with that stuff, correct?
Yes.
And you know that Officer Noonan worked in Lawrence for years.
I did know that. Yes.
You did know that, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then he came back. Did you say you were on the job or not on the job when he came back?
I was already on the job when he came back.
Okay. And you know he came back from Lawrence, right? And when he came back from Lawrence, it was really, he was the most experienced person on the force at this point, right? From what he had been through.
I didn't know his experiences.
Okay. You knew that he was.
I honestly thought I looked at my lieutenants as that
Well,
for me.
Officer Noonan, back when you were on the job, you looked up to him.
Yeah, I looked up to all the senior officers that were willing to train me or give me any type of advice.
Well, we're talking about Officer Noonan.
He did that. So yes.
Yeah, you looked up to him. You knew he was experienced. Correct.
Yes.
You knew he was a by the book kind of guy, that he was going to teach you well.
Yes.
You went to him for that.
I went to him for advice.
This isn't working, Goober Toes.
You thought you knew what he was doing, right? He'd been through the ringer. And
He-
that's why he went to him, right?
No, he told me, he reached out to me and told me that, he's been on bad calls before and this is how he handles it.
Right.
And
And you appreciated that.
I did.
And it seemed like that was true with the advice he was giving you.
Yes,
You
yes,
told the gentleman about it. Right?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Justin's
Great.
a different story in your life, correct? Justin.
Okay. Oh, loud.
On June 30th, you had said that.
I just want to make another point. I'm sure you all are on the same page with me. The Goober Toes here is sort of going against what his main witness testified to, which is that he didn't know Kelsey very well, and that she was mostly out on maternity leave. He's now just spent the past 3 minutes establishing the fact that she looked up to him as a senior officer. He helped her out. He advised her, all these things that Noonan said didn't really happen other than one call they were on together. And it, because of Kelsey's demeanor on the stand, because she's so calm and forthright and not combative at all, Goober's sort of coming off as the bad guy here, in my opinion.
What was happening was a surprise. I don't know if you use those words, but the demeanor you gave off was this came out of the blue, right?
I was very confused.
You were confused, but stuff, and we're not going to get into it, but stuff that happened that weekend before, that Saturday night.
Can we get into this? I thought the door wasn't opened.
Something was wrong, right?
I was aware me and Justin were in an argument. I was aware the second I woke up in the morning. That's why we were planning to meet.
So it wasn't a surprise that there was some strife between you and him at that point.
No, I knew that. I'm saying I was more surprised about being ditched at the Common and the police involvement. Those were
Well,
the.
the police had come to your house on a Sunday to check in on you, correct?
I got accused of.
I'm not asking what you were accused of.
They came to see if
Well,
I was
you-
okay. They thought I was in a car accident. I was never in a car accident.
Okay.
You opened the door, Goober.
But they came to you because they were concerned about you, right?
They thought I was in a car accident.
And on the Monday,
Somebody told them that.
on the
Oh.
Monday, well, okay, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
And she's like, all right,
On
bring
the
it on.
Monday, you were surprised by this order, correct?
Yes, I was surprised by the order.
And you say that you have no idea why this has happened.
Right.
You eventually think that your, well, you know Katie's going to be taken away from you for a short period of time, right?
You say short, and that's fine. But he was 4 months old, and it was 14 days. That's an
Good
eternity
job,
for
Kelsey.
me.
I grant you that.
Okay.
I grant you that.
Thank you.
I'll
That is a
grant you that.
significant
Fuck
amount.
off.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure.
So I'm sure that was devastating to you, right?
Yes, yes.
And it was Justin who was doing that to you, right? It wasn't the police.
No, right.
It was Justin who went to court, who said, I should have custody of that child, correct?
Correct.
And so that's who was doing these things to you, right?
Yes.
So that's who your anger was focused on, right?
I mean, I don't even know if I got to the point of grieving, of anger yet. I don't think I was there yet. But if any of my emotions were directed towards somebody, it would be Justin.
Sure,
Yes,
because you felt betrayed.
I did.
And
Yes, girl.
and
Yes.
you knew he was going to get taken.
I knew that I had to give Caden to the police, for the police to give Caden to
So you
Justin.
know the police don't take custody of children, right?
I don't know that.
Well, as your time as a police officer, you have actually taken custody of the child and left.
I have.
So you're telling this court, you're telling the judge that if there is not a family member to take a child because something happens, that you actually take the child and leave, you don't call DCF?
Well, you always file a 51A after
Sure.
the fact.
And then they come to the home and they take it, right?
So I guess the call I went on was different. I did end up taking the juvenile in my police car. I drove her to the police station where she met with family members.
Okay, so how old was this person?
She was maybe 12.
Well, we're talking about infants, right? You wouldn't transport it.
No, I guess.
You
I
are
guess,
failing, Goober. You're failing, dude. Move on.
They're sort of being suggested as if they're gospel, which might mislead the witness.
So overruled, but Mr. Gubitosi, can you just allow Ms. Fitzsimmons to complete her answer? And like all witnesses, I don't want you folks speaking over one another.
Of course.
Thank you.
So you agree with me that DCF would typically come to get an infant, right?
Yes, I've never personally had a call with.
Well, okay, let's just talk about your career. You said you.
I think so. I can't tell you for sure.
Well, let's just talk about your career.
Let
When did
her
you
speak.
graduate the academy? May of 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and you went out on leave on when?
I went light duty while I was pregnant. I was about 20 weeks pregnant when the duty belt didn't clip anymore.
Okay, so, but you went out on February 16th. That was Katie's birthday, right?
I love her
That's
little
official leave.
bursts of
Yeah,
humor.
that's my
I
official
love
leave.
it.
Okay, so 20 weeks, and he was, so you do the math. How many months were you actually on the road?
Okay, let's see. So like 7 months, and then I was light duty. So I graduated the police academy in May of 2024, and I went out on maternity leave February 16th of 2025.
So were you actually just on the road for 7 months?
Light duty, you're not on the road because I mean you're pregnant.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. And that was your choice to stay in the station and work that way, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you were actually on the road, going to calls, doing the dirty work as a police officer, just for 7 months, right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to jump back to June 30th at the house after the police come, right? You called your mom. You asked her to do that and they let you do that, right? There's no prohibition.
All right, you're talking about after the police?
Yes, after the police. Right?
Yes, I called my mom.
And she came.
Yes,
Okay. She came. Now, you called her your best friend, right?
my mom is.
Your best friend, right? And so you could have talked to her, correct?
Yes.
When Justin arrived, you knew he came in the house, right? You heard him.
No,
You didn't hear him come in the house?
no.
You knew he was coming to get the baby.
I never expected a police officer to allow the victim or plaintiff
ding, ding,
in a
ding,
case
ding.
to enter the home where the
Yes.
defendant is. That,
Well, you knew
Exactly.
He was getting child, right?
yeah, but I thought that someone, I passed Kaden off to walk outside. I never thought, or I never knew Justin was in my home.
You knew he was coming to the house.
I thought they would do it at the school, but yes, I mean, I knew he was going to be in the vicinity. I never expected or knew he walked through my front door.
When you
Mm-hmm.
went upstairs, and we'll talk about that green chest you called it, correct?
Yes,
Was it locked?
No.
Okay, you just flip it open.
yes,
When you claimed you pulled the trigger, it clicked.
it did.
It was not around in the chamber.
Correct.
Correct.
There was a full magazine in it, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, you used that gun to go shooting on Friday, true?
That's true. That's why I didn't chamber around. Thank God.
And when you're doing shooting,
Mm.
you're qualifying, what were you doing on that Friday?
We have a qualification. Yeah.
Okay, so you had to do that, right?
Yeah,
And
because
when you're shooting for qualifying, when you're at the range, how do you hold your pistol?
2 hands, and then there's some where they say use your strong hand or your left hand. You're not strong.
But your typical reflex is 2 hands, true?
Yeah, that's
2 hands extended.
most of the range day. Yeah.
Right, that's your training. That's the safest way to shoot a gun, true? So that's your default?
That's what we do at the range for those 8 hours, other than the one part where you shoot with your strong and non-strong hands.
So on Friday, you spent hours shooting with 2 hands.
Yes. Yeah, it was Friday. Yes.
Well, I'm asking you.
I think so.
Now, you stated that after the police came and you were starting to process things, true?
Yes.
It took a bit for you to process things, about your life unraveling, true?
Yeah, as I was packing things, it just started to hit me like, this is going, this is going, this is going. Just as I was walking around the house, I just was like,
All those things going, and it's all because of what Justin did.
yes.
Yep.
Thank you. I have nothing else.
Great. What was the point of any of that?
No redirect or anything.
Yeah, there's no need.
You may step down, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And,
Good job, Kels.
the
Good job,
defense will call
Kelsey.
your next witness.
Good job, Kelsey. You are strong and you are powerful and you got this, girl.
Okay. Aside from what? Okay.
Oh. The view.
And, all right, so can I see counsel at sidebar along with Ms. Fitzsimmons?
What's happening? We're going to talk about the view again. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Sorry, guys. Ugh. This shit is crazy. What was I mean, it's over, right? Like, judge could make the decision today. There was no point to any of that. I mean, they just bolstered her testimony against their own witness, Noonan. They just made the case for Kelsey, right? I wouldn't be surprised if the judge was like, okay, I've heard enough. I don't even need to go on the view. Like, not guilty. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Oh, that was probably the wrong choice of words. The female attorney is one of the most famous attorneys in all of Massachusetts. She was the attorney general for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. She also ran to be governor. Her name is Martha Coakley. She is a badass. I was so excited when I saw that she was going to be helping on this case. I think she would have done an amazing job on direct with Kelsey. I think Bradl did a great job. I just know Martha Coakley's style is very calm, cool, collected, and she covers everything. So yeah, I was really happy to see Martha Coakley join the team. She is a badass who I voted for when I lived there, and unfortunately she lost to a Republican named Charlie Baker. I will say, he wasn't the worst of the worst. And I'm only saying that because Massachusetts is like a solidly blue state that they have had several Republican governors, and generally the Republican governors have been pretty good. Like Mitt Romney, Charlie Baker, they were all governors of the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Let's see what the judge is saying.
Technically, the defense hasn't rested.
Hold on.
So, you know what, a couple of things that we discussed in Sidebar. First, I just want to make sure that procedurally we're as precise as we need to be. So technically, the defense hasn't rested because we have the issue of the view. We're going to, as we discussed at Sidebar, what I'd like to do is break until 2. At 2, I'd like a definitive answer on whether the defense still seeks to have me view the location. Number one. Number two, I'd like to conduct that charge conference that we spoke of. And 3, leave with a schedule as to definitive schedule as to what will happen tomorrow, which the hope would be that you folks do your closings and I begin my deliberations.
Whoa.
Right, so let's reconvene. That will give you enough time, Mr.
Yes, Judge, thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So we will stand in recess until 1 o'clock.
So that's interesting. It's almost sounded to me like the judge was like, you sure you still want to do this view? I don't think I need it. That's what I just read in that. Does that sound right to everybody else? Sounds like, are you sure? Like, I don't even think we need to do this. I think I got it. I think I have a handle on this case. Oh, hot mic. I'm just listening.
Two of those is
I think I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it. Okay, let's instead of taking a break with them, let's see if we can bump forward a little bit. Wait, why is Kelsey on the stand? Oh, because I'm behind. Okay, he's back. Oh, maybe not.
First, Mr.
Break. I think he said they were coming back at 2, so maybe we don't have. Yeah. So we have a good 10 minutes or so. Whew, so much has happened today. I feel like this is the first day I have fully understood. Wait, why does it say the stream ended 56 minutes ago? Is that true? I thought he said they were coming back at 2.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry. Let me see here. All right, hold on. Hush. So loud. Give me just a second, guys. I just want to see if we are still live here. How do I get out of here? Boston 25. Yeah, it says they're still live. Hold on, guys. Kelsey on the stand. Break. Wait, did he come back? Nope, that was the sidebar. I believe. Yeah, we're still on a break. No. Why does it say the feed is over? Hold on. Let me see. Did we miss something? No, Court TV still has their feed up. All right, we're going to switch over to Court TV, see what happens over there. Let's see. Let me look at some of these comments. Her demeanor is chef's kiss. Agreed. Trying to minimize, Carby Barbie said, trying to minimize 14 days without your infant son is gross. Could totally agree with that. Coffee Cake said, agreed. I don't think he needs to view it, but I think she wants him to view it to show how small everything is. Because when she said, if you're more than 5'10", you're going to be too big. I would never know. I would never have that problem. I would never know what that's like because I am 5 feet tall. I love how she kept stressing she didn't know / expect that Justin would be in the house. It shreds Noonan's narrative that she was going to ninja her way downstairs to get at Justin. That's from Mary Carr. I completely agree, Mary. And I think in this situation, I think it's credible what she's saying. She didn't want to invite, she has a lot of pride about being a cop. She still plans to finish law school. She wants to do this kind of work. She's not going to attempt an aliving by cop, right? I believed her when she said that. I also believed that she just wanted to be on her own with her gun and for them all to leave her alone and for this to be done with. And fortunately for Kelsey, she had 1, 2, 3 different situations where she could have been deceased and she was saved for some reason. I'm not a religious person. I am a spiritual person. I do believe that some things happen for a reason. And to me, it seems like when she pulled the trigger and there was no bullet in the chamber, that was one. 2 was when the bullet that actually shot her in the chest went all the way through because it could have bounced around inside and, killed her instantly. And 3, when the oxygen wasn't working in the helicopter and she still survived it. She also survived, excuse me, she also survived 50 plus days in the hospital, 5 surgeries, and then being sent to jail with a bullet hole wound in her chest, sent home, sent back to jail. Like, someone out there, sister, is telling you that they want you here. And I think we all want you here. I'm so glad you are here. And I'm so glad that Kelsey has the courage to get up and tell her story because these are not easy things to talk about. It's embarrassing. You feel like a weak person. I'm saying that from experience. Not this kind of experience, obviously, but I'm really impressed with her grit and tenacity and courage and the ability to share these stories with a general public and to fight for herself and to fight for her kid. Whew, it's a lot. Hey, Jess, I was pushing my earbuds into my ear as hard as they would go to see if I could hear what was on that hot mic. Because it sounded like Bradl's voice and Kelsey. And they were kind of being joking about something, but yeah, I couldn't hear what they were saying. Let's see. Framed 4/29/22. I agree. I think the judge can tell how small the bedroom was and that at least part of Noonan's testimony was false. I agree. Oh, thanks, Dot. Thanks for watching the whole thing with Melanie Little and then coming over here. I appreciate that. Melanie Little's coverage is always amazing. I so appreciate her as a creator. I appreciate her kindness and her big heart and her humor and the way that she covers these trials. That's how I first was introduced to covering trials, was through Melanie Little. So I really appreciate her. I'm glad that you finished up over there and came over here. That's very nice of you. Did the prosecutor ask if she had special glasses? TC Nerd said. Oh, it's over? Okay. All right. Well, we'll just hang out for a minute then. Okay, Rob said seeing the space can certainly call Noonan's memory into doubt, or that it is modified to fit his story. I think one of the biggest things that happened today was I think they established that that box was not on top of the green chest, and for so many witnesses for the prosecution, they were pushing that, well, they were positing that the gun that she grabbed was in that box, because honestly, for their story to work, it would be much easier for her to grab a gun out of that small box than it would be for her to grab the gun out of the green chest. I was like blown away by that. I had no idea that that, because I was assuming that the gun was in that box, the pink box. So Justin should have never been in the house. Darylyn said, I don't think the day is over. I've got court TV up right now, so I'm holding over here and we will see what happens. But right now their stream is still up. So we're going to wait and see, I think. Oh, I wish that it would stop cycling through though. That's really annoying. And they're still live, so I'm going to hold here. If they cancel the view, it's not guilty, TC Nerd said. And I think I agree with that. What is this? A house for ants? Hi, Emily C. How are you, hun? I think it's a house for people my size and Kelsey's size. We are 5 feet tall. Oh, I'm 5 feet tall. I think she might be 5'2" or 5'3". She's like tall compared to me. She brought the political clout. Yes, she did. Yeah, I don't think I heard the judge. Emily, do you know if the hearing is still going on? If trial is still going on? Court TV's feed is still up. Yeah, they have a charge conference at 2. That's what I thought. I thought they were coming back for the charge conference. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying. So I'm going to keep this up over here. Watch party at the Elaine house didn't go well. I'm going to assume that's true. Let's see. It's just the attic area they turned into a bedroom that's low, but there are no other bedrooms in this house. Like I feel like the screened in porch is probably one of the biggest rooms in this house. So screened in porch, you walk in, you walk up steps from outside to the screened in porch. You come inside to an interior door, which a lot of houses in Massachusetts are built this way. And you open the door, and when you walk in, there's a stairwell that goes straight up. Oops, sorry. Stairwell that goes straight up. On the right-hand side is the master bedroom. On the left-hand side is the nursery. And then if you take I think a left at the stairs right there, you're in like sort of the living family room. And then you would walk through to a kitchen. I don't know where the bathrooms are. I know that, let me think. I think off of the kitchen is how you get into the basement, if I remember the pictures correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's a tiny, tiny house. And, it's like, I that's why the story, I mean, if you think about, you saw how big Noonan was. Like, he's probably crouching in that, landing space because he's huge. TC Nerd said they were hoping to find out if there was a Justin rock in the front lawn. I don't think so. Not on this one. And if so, I think the judge would have talked about it a little bit more than Auntie Bev did. So, yeah, some of us were right. They're coming back at 2. And that's what I believe. Got to head out for a therapy appointment. We'll be good after this trial today. Thank you, Mel, and everyone, for a great conversation. We'll be back if you are still here when I'm done. Thanks for being here. Have a good therapy session. Therapy sessions are the best. Jess said, as someone who lived in a 1,000 square foot house with infant twins, I'd like to kick everyone commenting on Kelsey's house being cluttered. Same. I have never given birth to a child, but I have been a nanny for infants. And I can tell you, it doesn't fucking matter if the house is cluttered. You are doing like a 24/7 job when that baby is born. Like, cut them some slack. Also, she lived with Justin. I mean, the babysitter, maybe he could have picked some shit up. Why is it her responsibility? Good God. Let's see. Emily said Kelsey's dad was telling me Courtney Healy, Bradl's paralegal, did so much to save her in the hospital. Oh, wow. Well, that's fucking amazing. I love to hear that. Thanks, Emily. Thanks for sharing that with us. She was battling a lot, so who cares if her house was cluttered? And it is not fully her responsibility if that house is cluttered. Let's see. Kelsey has been patient, held her story until now. So much grace. I agree with that, Pimabo. Dot said I wanted to be in this chat, though. Her chat is wild. Yeah, her chat probably goes by a little too fast. Our chat's a little bit slower because there aren't that many people in here. I'm surprised. Yeah, frame. This is a good one. I'm surprised Justin was so brave to be so close to his abuser by entering the house, said in my most sarcastic voice. Whole situation is so sketch. I cannot, after hearing all of the testimony, the only thing I can think is that Justin and his mom and his sisters, they just created this scenario that was so chaotic for everyone involved. And for no reason, none of this had to happen this way. None of this had to happen this way. Dramatic, entitled, audacious. Ugh. Let's see. Sarah said, isn't it so scary how many people will circle around a cop, even one who sleeps through a shift drugged up? Yeah. Yeah. Dot is asking, does that mean the scene was tampered with? I don't know if it was tampered with or if it was just the chaos of the scene and someone, threw the box on top of that green chest. And then when Noonan was looking at the room to figure out why he thought he saw what he saw that box and put those two things together in his brain to justify his actions. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know if that's true or not. Or he could have been looking at crime scene photos and that's where the story came from. I'm not really sure. Wait, is there an Ellen Marie Marsh in the chat? Ellen Marie Marsh. Apparently, there are so many true crime celebs in the chat. I am 5 feet in a good way. That is true. But I'm just saying, if I were in this house, it would feel like the perfect height for me because I'm not going to hit my head going through the doorway. I think TC Nerd said, I think that's why Bradl had Kelsey talk about how low the ceiling is and how tall the paramedics are. Then Bradl can argue how tall Noonan is and how he could not be standing up in that room. Yes. I'm not sure Noonan ever said he was actually in the room. I feel like he said he was standing on the landing for a very long time. For most of the time. But I do think that one of the things the judge is going to have to differentiate between the two main witnesses' testimony is, does he think that Noonan went to follow Houston down the stairs? And even if he only took like just a couple of steps, I mean, the way the house is set up, you would only have to take a couple of steps. If people are coming in and out of the front door, you'd see them passing by the steps. So he could have just turned, went down a couple of steps to look to see what was happening. And that's when she got the gun. Hey, Cassie. Yes, that is the Yellen Marie Marsh in the chat. Yeah, Emily. Why would you say nefarious? I didn't say nefarious. I'm on the same page with you, Mary. Let's see. Jess said things moved around out of necessity to get her help and get her out. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Justin gave me weirdo vibes. Yeah, he gave me some kind of vibes. He gave me incel vibes, but I don't remember the address of the house, Rob, off the top of my head, but if anybody has it, throw it in the chat and we can go look it up. Kelsey had me absolutely in tears at work, Cassie said. I know, me too. Maureen, Cinnamon said Maureen equals the cop from Dighton into the KR trial. Barros. We love Barros and we love Maureen. I loved Maureen. I want to be friends with Maureen. Yeah, I've been wanting to check out Runkle's. I haven't watched any of the coverage from Runkle yet just because I've been doing this and then also just really busy outside of this. I'm gonna go back and watch some of Runkle's stuff. I know he's like a gun expert. So I would tell everybody in the room that we have to go check out Runkle's viewpoints on her racking the firearm. I think that, oh, I should add that it's not just whether Noonan went down the stairs. I think the other thing the judge has to determine is 17 bullets in the magazine, 1 in the chamber is normally how their guns are when they're for the cops. That's what they normally do. Kelsey's, however, which they established she had just been shooting with. I mean, the prosecution is the one who established that. She'd been shooting with it on Friday, which means maybe she didn't put a bullet in the chamber because she wasn't planning on using it as her service revolver anytime soon. So she just had the 17 mag. Oh, we're back. Hold on. We're back. So she just had the 17 mag. So but she's assuming that she's put one in the chamber because it's her service revolver. So when she pulls the trigger the first time when it's pointed at her head, of course it would just click. Then but Noonan is saying that she tapped and re-racked twice. So yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I wanted to be in this chat for Maureen. Her facial expressions were so good. Dot said, yeah, we loved Maureen over here. And if you haven't watched it, you should go back and watch because we were just celebrating that queen. Thanks for being here, Star-Shaped Heart. Enjoy your day. I sure did. Turtle Boy tweeted, "We need Maureen." I sure did. T-shirts. Yes, we do. All right. Court is back on, but we are just waiting. It's not quite. No one's in there yet. So I will go over when we're just looking at. I think we're looking at a window that has those little spiky bird things on it, so the birds don't rest on the roof and poop on it. Let's see. Jess said Kelsey's explanation for why no pew in the chamber also makes sense. You don't transport it with a round in the chamber. Yeah. And she had been shooting with it, they said, on Friday, which again, this is the Commonwealth making the case for the defense. Dummies. They're like, are they all on the level of Adam Lally? Is that what this is? They're just all on the same level of Adam Lally, right? Cassie Baby says, I think the judge will say there's not enough evidence to prove who's telling the truth. He's not going to want to say Noonan is lying. I don't think he's going to want to say Noonan is lying either, but I just think I think there's enough reasonable doubt in this case. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect from a judge's verdict on a bench trial. So we're all just going to have to wait and see. If you are here and you are hanging out in the chat and you like this channel and this content, please don't forget to go like the video and help us out with the algorithm. It's greatly appreciated. Let's see. I can hear Bradl's voice in the courtroom. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up. Hot mic still. Let's listen in. Emily C said you have to spend a day with Goober or Lally. Who do you choose? I'm choosing Lally.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. We're back on record on the Kelsey Fitzsimmons matter. All counsel and the defendant are present.
Big head, stop yelling at everybody.
So I guess let's start with the view. Mr. Bradl, is the defense still seeking a view?
Your Honor, I don't believe we're going to seek a view, just a contingent on. I just wanted to submit to the court and I hope I say this right, it's an agreed chalk of the upstairs. And we wrote,
Okay.
we put in pen, just which room is which.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we were going to just submit that as a chalk, Your Honor.
Okay, so as a chalk, so.
And I believe it's agreed.
In other words, is what, Jesus, man, I'm tongue-tied.
He said, Jesus, man.
Is,
I love
is
it.
what you're saying that I shouldn't take these measurements for the truth or something? What is?
Traditionally using a chalk, the witness can talk about it and refer to it, and the court has it for whatever Your Honor's weight you want to give it as the fact finder. And I think what we're saying is that we all trust the court to take it for what it is, which is and I'll tell you a little bit about what it is, Judge. It's MLS listing. And
There we go.
It says
Rob.
the statement on the bottom is part of the exhibit, and you can take it for what you will.
Okay, Commonwealth, what's your position on this?
That's fine, with the caveat, small writing at the bottom.
Small writing. You're talking about these square footages?
No, I'm talking about at the bottom, the text on the bottom of.
Oh my God. What are we arguing about here?
Not in the diagram itself, below.
Yeah, the floor plan created by?
Yes, we keep reading that.
Okay, I see. Measurements deemed highly reliable but not guaranteed. All right. So why don't we just strike that? And
No, I like that.
oh, you like that?
And then it can be an agreed exhibit, and I have no problem with it. That's fine.
Okay, you like that. And I apologize. I'm losing steam. So I just all right. So you want to keep that in? We'll just mark it as a chalk. So why don't we do this? And you want the version that says baby's room, KF's room?
Yes, please.
Okay. Why don't we mark it for ID at least, and then I'll use it. But this is helpful. And I frankly, I think it's more helpful than a view because.
But Lally's easier to make fun of,
my
Emily.
understanding from speaking to you
To his
folks at
face.
Sidebar, that room is going to look nothing like it did.
We agree with you.
The bedroom. So
we're gonna waive the view motion, Judge, and I appreciate all your consideration you gave it, and we're gonna rest.
okay.
Oh,
So let
defense
Mr.
rests.
All right. So Mr. Maureen, that's Exhibit H is the floor plan chalk. And I'm gonna deem the motion for view withdrawn.
Yes.
And the defense rests. Does the
Now what?
Commonwealth seek to present any rebuttal evidence? Okay, so the Commonwealth rests. Let's talk about, right, so I'll take care of that.
Judge, if I may, just for the record, I
Sure.
read my motion for required finding. Otherwise, if we get into this conference, I'll probably forget later. So
Okay.
I just want to do that now. Waiving argument, thank you.
And I'm sorry, what was the last part?
No argument, just
Okay.
relying on the paper again.
All right, so the oral motion for required finding at the close of all the evidence is denied.
Thank you.
No directed verdict again.
Let's talk about.
Commonwealth does not have a rebuttal. They chose not to.
conduct the charge conference, I guess. And
So we're going to talk about charging.
I disseminated some proposed law related to the elements of assault by means of a dangerous weapon. And it's been marked as Exhibit C. If you folks had an opportunity to take a look at that.
Have fun,
So
Amy. It
let's
was
start with
a
the
blast
Commonwealth.
today.
Any additions,
Sorry, guys.
subtractions, objections, et cetera, modifications?
No, not really. I just want, and I'm sure that Your Honor is aware, I don't necessarily see it in writing that an assault can be committed in either of two ways. I just want to be clear that the Commonwealth need only prove one of the other theories.
Yeah, so
I'm sure Your Honor.
I am, but your point is well taken. So what I tried to do is I tried to take my jury instruction and make it more applicable to here. But yes, I think we all agree that that under the two different theories, the SJC actually said not to use the term theory. There are two different types of assaults. It can be either or. Surprisingly, I didn't realize that wouldn't need to be unanimous by the jury. Okay, so other than that, that's
Interesting.
duly noted. Defense, your view of the law of the case?
We're fine with this, Your Honor, and I do acknowledge that it's two theories and it can be proven either way.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
All right, that's great. So let's talk about tomorrow. And let's talk about closing arguments. So we'll reconvene in the morning, and 30 minutes each side for closings. You think that should suffice?
That's plenty, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, fine, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm not going to have like a buzzer or you're not going to like a trap door. You're not going to fall through and end up in the basement somewhere. But I'll diplomatically and gently warn you when you're getting close. All right. All right. So
You've got 1 minute
while we're
left.
talking
Mr.
about
Lally.
closings,
So John Adams,
I don't want.
if you know, you know.
I want there to be some ground rules, and the main ground rule that I have for this trial is that there should be no gratuitous character assassination, okay? By anyone, either side. It's not helpful.
Good job, Judge.
This is a straightforward case. Did the Commonwealth prove beyond a reasonable doubt that
I don't think
the
so.
defendant committed an assault with a dangerous weapon? The stuff that happened before and after, even, not to be cold, callous, and uncaring, are not before me. And it's just not helpful to have either side throw in gratuitous comments about.
Okay, so what he's talking about is the before, which is Bethel, Maine, and the bachelorette party, where Justin alleges that Kelsey punched him, and Kelsey alleges that she wanted him to stop doing drugs and being so drunk, and she had just woken up and they got into a fight. I don't know if there was a physical confrontation or not. He does not want that coming into the closings. He also doesn't want what Justin did by breaking into the house and stealing a bunch of Kelsey's shit, including her laptop and banking information, and then closing out her accounts and changing the beneficiary. That's all going to be safe for family court. So this is going to focus solely on what happened in that house and in that bedroom on this day. That is what he is going to be ruling on. I think that's probably smart.
Someone's character. Obviously, you'll argue credibility, believability, and but I expect you to stay within the bounds of what would be expected at any trial. And after the closings, you'll just meet. We'll stay on the record, and you folks will just note your contentment with the exhibits. I think, is there 100 of them?
Close to 100.
98. Okay, so 98 the 98 exhibits will come up along with. You'll send up as well, Mr. Bruin, Exhibit C, which is the law, and Exhibit H, which is the floor plan. So they'll be just like in a jury trial. After you folks have noted your contentment, our court officer will bring it up to me, them up to me. I will deliberate. I have no idea how long or short of a period of time that it will take me.
I love this judge too.
Plan would be is, so let's say that I begin deliberations at 10:30. What I likely would tell you at that point is, let's plan on reconvening at 2 tomorrow afternoon, and then I will let Mr. Ruane know if that target is going to be successful or not. I obviously am going to take as much time as I need to reach a verdict. So it may be Friday morning or something. So you folks should make yourselves available. As
Okay.
I said, I intend to announce my verdict here in open court and give some explanation as to why I reached the verdict that I reached. Okay.
So we might get it tomorrow. We might get it
Anything,
Friday, it sounds like.
else?
Emily, I would be totally down to do a roast of Justin.
No, thank you.
Defense?
What time did you want to reconvene in the morning?
I'd like to start at 9 and.
Sure.
Is that doable for everyone? Okay.
Agreed.
Oh, and
His
I
demeanor
also
is
meant to,
similar to Yanetti's.
This may be obvious, but so the sequestration order is done now, is vacated. Okay, so
Thank you. We're going to ask
folks are folks that were subject to the sequestration order are no longer subject to it. Can come in and
Roast and his mom. Yes.
and watch the closings or etc. All right. All right. Thank you. We'll stand in
Thank you.
recess.
All right.
Well, okay.
Let's stand in recess.
All right, Kelsey, you got this, girl. You did a great job today, sister.
Way out of the courtroom. Thank you.
So proud of you. Great.
Oh, did you hear that? Martha Coakley,
All right.
I'm so proud of you.
Yep.
Let's listen.
I just would like to have maybe a few minutes. All right. So. So Martha, I'm
Yeah, do you need it? Okay. Yeah. I did. Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you for reminding me. I always. I'll go right back. One second.
Okay, I can't hear. We'll have to go back and listen at some point. Woo. Okay, let me get this out of my ear. Well, you guys, our first trial together. That was very interesting. I love a bench trial, apparently. And what do you mean, TC nerd? This is not a volleyball game. My people play softball, my friend. I am proud of Kelsey for what she did. She is a baby in my eyes, and what she did today took a ton of courage, and she had to remain calm. She was emotional, but not overly emotional. Like the things they ask female defendants to balance in a court, especially when you're on the stand, is so difficult, right? Don't be too emotional. Show some emotion. Don't yell. Don't look angry. Don't do blah, 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 blah. She handled that so perfectly. And I'm really sad that her law enforcement career was cut short in the way that it was. And I do hope that she goes back to law school. And I hope that she gets her law degree, and I hope she becomes a lawyer, because I think she will be an excellent lawyer. And she has Tim Bradl and Martha Coakley to mentor her. And I just want her to be able to start her life over again, because I think a lot of you in this chat know, based on our ages, that you start life over several times throughout your journey, right? You go through these horrific lows only to get to these amazing highs, only to fall and get these horrific lows again. And that's basically what we do for our lifetime. And if you can take those horrific lows and turn it into something that is experience and a positive thing, I think anybody that isn't, I think of anyone that's involved in this case, Kelsey can do that for herself, just the way that Karen is going to as well. Karen's is going to take a little bit longer, I think. But with Kelsey, she has a moment here, and I think the judge is going to see that. I'm going to go ahead and make that prediction. I think it's going to be a not guilty. I think the judge sees it. I think a lot of people in that courtroom see it. I think even her detractors can see it, and that frightens them too. She is going to make this into something. I guarantee you, in 10 years, we're going to be hearing Kelsey Fitzsimmons' name, because she's going to be defending clients just like her. And I really hope that's what happens for her. And I hope that she is able to reconnect with her son and have a good relationship with her son. I hope that the family court situation, Ruby, just because what I'm saying isn't interesting to you doesn't mean other people don't find it interesting. God. I hope that the family court situation doesn't get too out of control. And I mean, I know that that's, wishful thinking because family court is horrendous and messy. But I feel like Kelsey has a good case here, and she seems like she's a good mom, even though she was only doing it for 4 months. So that's what I have to say about that. I think, in my opinion, my gut, not that my gut's always right. Obviously, it's not. I was wrong about Corey Richins. I was leaning one way about Brian Walsh. But in this case, I feel like the most genuine person who took the stand was Kelsey Fitzsimmons in her own defense. And she told her story finally, and she told it well, and she didn't get rattled. And I just think that if she is given a second chance, she's going to take it and she's going to run with it. And she's going to have a beautiful, amazing life. And she will be able to look back on these moments and draw strength from them. And she will also be able to teach other people how to be strong and how to get past something like this. Okay, I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed, so I think I'm going to stop. Anyway, let me go through some of these comments. Kelsey is a formidable, credible person. Has she been decommissioned? I don't know. Emily said she had the look perfect too. Pretty put together, but not in the way that freaks dumb people out. Exactly. I love it. I do like it when she's wearing her like studious glasses. I take her very seriously in those glasses. She did. Yeah. Dot said that she agrees with Emily. She looked like a lawyer today. Agree. And her kick-ass family court attorney. That's what I've been hearing. Let's see. Yeah, Julie Hess is her family court attorney. I don't know much about Julie, but I do hear that she is a badass. Let's see. Heartbreaking. I don't know. Maureen was pretty authentic. Maureen was fucking amazing. And I wish that Maureen gave herself more credit too. Like when she was like, I don't know, my job is I'm a stay-at-home mom, I guess. And I'm like, Maureen, not only are you a stay-at-home mom, you also owned your own business. You're now retired. You put in all of the work, Maureen. Give yourself some credit. Women, we have to give ourselves more credit sometimes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, Darlie says. Do all of Justin's siblings live at mom's? TC Nerd wants to know. I have no idea. D Cool said, I hope admitting in court she had self-ending thoughts and took actions toward that doesn't hurt her family court case. I don't think it's going to hurt her family court case any more than Justin's drug addiction and alcoholism and violent outbursts are going to hurt him. I don't think they're going to take the baby away from them both. I think that family court is going to take into consideration that Kelsey was suffering from postpartum depression. And with postpartum depression often comes unaliving thoughts. And then when you are thrust into a situation like Kelsey was thrust into, where her entire world fell down around her within a matter of about 3 minutes, I think that they're going to take that. I hope that they're going to take that into consideration. I don't know. Research shows defendants with glasses get more passes. I love it. Samantha Beningo did a takedown of Noonan in his testimony in a new video. I saw that. I started watching it. I'm only halfway through it, Pamabo. I was hoping she was going to do that. I don't know if you guys were here with me yesterday, but I could not stop watching his masseter, like clenching that jaw the entire time, licking the lips, coughing, all that stuff. I know that's all like, it's not science, like seeing someone's facial tics, but to me, it says a lot about a human being. Let's see. Jess said, I see her advocating for change to loopholes that allow a child, especially a baby, to be removed from a parent without allowing that parent to be heard. Yeah, I still can't get over that. Emily said, yes, Justin's siblings all live at home in a 3-bedroom house. Caden and an adopted daughter. Hello, 30-year-olds in bunk beds. Oh my God. Yeah, Darley said police should have taken precautions as well and had the proper support there. Yep. They should have had mental health support. They should have had someone from DCF. Justin should have never been let in the house, and they should have figured out where the guns were right off the bat. And they failed at all of those things. And they failed at paperwork again. Come on, you guys. What the fuck is wrong with the Massachusetts State Police that they can't fill out reports properly, or that the North Andover Police doesn't even fill out a report in an officer on officer shooting? What is wrong with these guys? Lazy. Dot said, I'll say it again. Justin's a loser. You're a loser, bruh. Kelsey was wildly out of Justin's league. I completely agree with that. I have a hunch she stands out among that whole group. It's very reminiscent of Karen Reed. Yeah, I think that one of the things that I did get from the Michelle Mitchell testimony is she seemed a little jealous, like angry. I would assume that Kelsey probably gets that a lot amongst her friend group, which is sad. Let's see. Okay, y'all. So it sounds like we are back on I have a normal schedule with you all tomorrow. So I'm going to be streaming at 9 a.m. for closing arguments. And I guess we'll be on verdict watch for the rest of the day after that. So it's probably going to be a very short morning. But I will make sure that I am watching for the verdict. I hope the judge gets it done tomorrow. I don't want to wait until Friday. I'm sure you don't either. I'm sure Kelsey doesn't either. Or Noonan, to be fair. Ew. Oh, sorry. Let me read this quote. This comment. Emily said, I talked to someone close to the case. Apparently, Justin did a lot of love bombing in the first few months of their relationship. That makes absolute sense. He is a stereotypical narcissist with mommy issues, in my not so expert opinion. Okay, we are going to be back tomorrow, 9 a.m., covering closing arguments in the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case. I think it was a really interesting day. I'm so glad you all were here with me. Sorry we were a couple of hours behind, but I think it went pretty well because we ended up being exactly where we needed to be at 2 p.m. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the tips that came in while I've been sitting here for 3.5 hours. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for liking the video and subscribing and sharing it with your friends on social media. I really appreciate y'all. We're really trying to move up in that algorithm. Like I said, there are a lot of really big channels out there. Rebecca and I talk about this all the time. We're like, man, if we had put our readathon series on YouTube during the second trial when it was really starting to ramp up. I mean, we put out 100 and I think it was like 100. She put out most of them. So I think I want to say she put out like over 100 episodes until I came along, and then we put out maybe another like 20, 30, something like that. What I'm thinking about doing, and I wanted to run this by you all, for those of you who are still here and who are familiar with the readathon, which we had behind a paywall on Patreon, but I really wish we had done it like we're doing it now on YouTube. Yes, we are together for the closings. Yes. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'm thinking of taking all of because most of our readathon stuff was audio. So like for podcasts, just audio podcasts. I think I'm going to go through the Riverside and pull all the video and the audio from our readathon. And I'm going to make it sort of an archive on this channel. What do you guys think about that? Let me know if you would want to listen to that. If you've already listened to it, I don't know. But I just feel like we did a lot of work, and people are like, who are you guys? And it's like, well, we've been around for a while, but maybe just not in this, format. So I just want to share it, because that's how Rebecca and I really started to realize that we were great, co-hosts for each other. And then we have a lot of really interesting debates about these trials and these cases, especially Karen Reed, because that's where we kind of melded. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'll try to put it in the posts also on our community page. Let's see. Yes to the readathon. I would listen to it. Well, I think Courtney, I'm going to actually try to put up the video, because when we recorded the readathon in Riverside, you record video every time you do one of those. So, yeah, I think it might be a nice little archive. So I'll let you know. I've been talking to Rebecca about it. We've been talking about it. And it was actually our good friend Jimmy / Auntie Deb who suggested we do it. And I think he's very right about that. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thanks again. Please don't forget to like the video on your way out. Hey, Nefarious Shenanigans. Happy to see her. Sorry, sadly, I'm signing off. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Please don't forget to share. I know I keep pushing this. I am not a salesperson. You all know that. And I'm not trying to sell you on anything necessarily. I'm just trying to get the channel moved up in the algorithm and to make a little bit of money so that I can survive. Because my partner Lindsay hasn't. Yesterday we were in the house together. She works from home, I work from home. We were in the house together and we did not see each other until I think it was like 5 or 6 o'clock last night. The same thing is happening today. She had a really big interview today that I can't wait to hear all about, and I haven't seen her and I haven't been able to talk to her about it. So here I go. Okay. Love you all. Thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate you. Rebecca will be back soon. I'm not sure she's going to be back. I can't remember what day she's coming back, but I don't think it's going to be tomorrow or Friday. But I will let you know when it happens. And until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we will see you tomorrow.